It actually doesn't pick it up, unfortunately.
So just how it looked like you were blowing on the mic.
Yeah, like I was just. That's,
I'm gonna clip that.
no,
I'm gonna clip that. Welcome back, everyone, to the Double Ended podcast. We're laughing a little bit because Derrick was just blowing the mic.
Allegations. False allegations.
I'm gonna start the clip with you doing that.
No, we're chill, bruh.
But yeah, man, fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid, bro.
Guys, it's been a
Pissing me
long
off.
morning.
Yeah, we're filming.
We're filming way earlier than we usually do.
Yeah, we're filming earlier than we usually do.
Talking about a bunch of.
I'm a little sick too. I'm a little like nasally. You know, my sinus is acting up like crazy. But yeah, before we get into the topic, usual news segment. You got anything for today, Derrick?
You gotta introduce ourselves, man.
You already, Derrick. There we go. I said Derrick.
Tomas.
Yeah.
Co-host, you know.
Yeah. Every morning film session.
News. Well, prior to this, Tomas and I sat down and I listened to a couple of the tracks off Bully.
Oh yeah, the singles.
They were good. Aside from like one was kind of.
Was it Preacher Man, Beauty and the Beast?
Whole bunch of them. But it was pretty good. Tomas and I were talking about whether it's gonna come out, not gonna come out. It's looking decent. I don't know if it's gonna come out. I hope it does. But anyways, I will say that new Rocky song, Punk Rocky, was pretty
And the
cool.
music video, by the way.
You know, I have not watched that yet.
It's an interesting music video.
But,
You'll like it.
Looks real cool. So as far as news goes, I mean, no. Oh, my laptop was having like problems, so I couldn't work on it for a while.
But now you're back up.
It works now.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
That's really as far as my news goes.
I still have terrible storage on the laptop, so editing's been difficult. I've had a weirdly unproductive week. I've been in a funk, just like work wise. I'm like, ugh. I've been on that Minecraft realm, bro.
To be fair, we've been at work heavy this month.
We started the Minecraft realm. We've just been on that shit for like
all day.
Past 2 days, all day.
Yeah, just all day. Past 2 days.
Like we've been building crazy ass shit, bro. Maybe one day we could open it up, do like a realm for the fans.
You know, that'd be a cool idea.
I know, just maybe one day.
Maybe.
Gotta pay like $1 to get it.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But nah, yeah, that's what we've been up to this week. You know, just chilling on the realm. We got some hip hop news from Derrick. Let me think if I got anything like. Oh, Timothy Chalamet won the Critics' Choice Awards.
Oh yes, that was cool.
We've been preaching him for best performer at the Oscars, and the Critics' Choice Awards does go a long way for him getting best actor.
Yeah, that was dope, and he had a nice speech.
Yeah, nice speech dedicated to Kylie Jenner, which, you know, hey, I think that gives him the best odds out of anyone to hold down a Kardashian.
You know, I was thinking about that.
Has anyone held down a Kardashian ever?
I don't. Know.
I think
all the
Kanye got the closest.
I don't know all the Kardashians, but I think Timmy and Ye.
Well, not and Ye. Ye's.
Oh no! But Ye was
he got the closest.
Yeah. He holds the record.
Yeah,
he has like kids and stuff, you know.
And he was there for how, like 10 years? No,
a while.
He was there for like 10 years, and then he fucked it up himself. So. But
yeah, I think T Shimmy's on a good route.
On a good route.
Honestly, I thought Travi was gonna do better than he did, but I guess T Shimmy's taking over.
T Shimmy is taking over in all sense of the word, man. All right, getting into today's episode, I think we're done with any news and all that. All right, so I actually proposed the concept for this episode because I've been scrolling online a lot, and I've been seeing people talking about like anytime you see any post about any like take on a movie, on a TV show, on a book, top comment is always, "Oh, media literacy is dead, bro. Media literacy is dead. You don't know what you're talking about, right?" And I feel like most of y'all know what that means. What are you doing?
I'm listening, bro.
No, you're playing with yourself. He's touching himself over there.
I'm listening, bro. I'm listening.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know that phrase, it basically just means that people are getting more stupid. They're not understanding the concept. Well, that's what it means.
Essentially.
It's actually just in the phrase, and you can break down the phrase word for word.
Yeah,
what is media literacy? Media literacy is how much you understand the media you watch, how much you understand the concepts behind it, the themes that it's trying to tell you, the message it's trying to push, and then it being dead. It's it's gone. People don't understand the stuff they're
Yeah.
watching anymore. They're just watching like pure slop. They're not even understanding what it means anymore. And I told Derrick, and Derrick was like, I be seeing that, you be seeing that
That's true. Yeah.
in the hip hop space and the fashion. Do you see it in the fashion space at all? That'd be a crazy question to start off with, but do you see it in the fashion space
Um. I'll just go yes.
with like the Timu and the Sheens and all
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like and obviously the whole trend is really big right now with like anyone that gives takes on movies and TV shows, even in
Yeah.
books I've seen. So I was like, that's like my realm. Derek has some stuff in his realm, so we wanted to sit down and talk about it. We do want to start off before we answer the question. I think it's good to just spend the episode giving examples to let you guys
Okay,
at
yeah.
home form your own opinions on it, and then me and Derek can give our opinions.
Yeah.
Because on the show, me and Derek can very much give our opinions. It's our show, but we do love to give y'all the opportunity to form opinions on the topics we talk about. And we don't want y'all to always agree with us. We want you guys to have your own opinions. Maybe y'all could be correct. Maybe we could be wrong.
Yeah. Exactly.
Usually not. Me and Derek are always right.
Yeah.
But, that's
Pretty
why
often are we right?
that's why we run the podcast.
Yeah.
Hey,
Exactly.
hey.
I love that.
But
So yeah, as we're going, just let us know what y'all think in the comments.
100%.
Or if you already have an opinion, just drop it. Just drop it.
yeah, if you have an opinion, drop, and then after you give us a listen, maybe you're like, okay, I'll change
Yeah,
my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah. Maybe see if if we change your mind. You know what I'm saying? Saw it from a different angle.
But I am extremely tired, so I don't know if that was the best explanation ever. So I'll just start off with an example.
I think it was good. I think it was good.
I'll just start off with an example. Offer it so people understand. An example that you'll understand because you're watching it right now, and most people at home have already watched it. Breaking Bad.
Phenomenal show.
Breaking Bad to me is a really good example of people misunderstanding a show, especially Walt's character, right? Walter White. You don't know how many. You just started watching the show, and I bet you're already seeing edits of people being like, "Walt's such a badass. Walt's such a this." Well,
only on season 2, and people are
because there's people like aspire to be like, "Walt is so cool, man." And I get it, right? He makes money, he blows stuff up, right?
Yeah.
But he's a loser.
Yeah.
He's genuinely a loser.
Yeah.
He is, and he's supposed to suck. Like you can ask Vance Gilligan, creator of the show. He'll talk about it in any interview he does about Breaking Bad. Walt is not supposed to be someone you aspire to be like. Walt is not supposed to be someone you should try and be like, oh, he's just like me for real. That's Vance Gilligan will talk about it. Bryan Cranston will talk about it. And people are just like, oh, he's such a badass. He's so cool. What they don't understand is a lot of the badass stuff he does isn't really that badass. Not to get too much into spoilers, right? But there's certain stuff that he does where it's like, oh, that was so cool. My brother in Christ, that was like not, like I'm trying to really tell the line because Derrick's on season 2, y'all, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
There's something he does in a later season.
Here, let me ask. Is it are you saying not that cool as in like it's just not that much of a wow, or not that cool as in like it's not super like it doesn't make him look that
No,
cool?
it makes him look like a fucking weirdo.
Okay.
Like he does,
okay.
he does a few
I
things
feel
throughout
you. It's kind of like where it comes from.
Yeah, like he's such a badass, right? And I don't know how much a spoiler this could be, but it's like he tries to kiss someone, and they just kind of like,
Yeah.
you're not him, bro. You're like this weirdo. Don't kiss me.
He gets reality checked.
He gets reality checked. He also you see him do stuff that really show him as the villain, and people kind of like sidetrack that. Like he okay, I can say this very general. There's a scene where he hurts a kid, not like on some weird shit, right?
Right.
But he hurts a kid real bad, right?
Yeah.
And the audience at home doesn't like really talk about it often when they're talking about Walter White. Like, oh, Walter White, this. We love Walter White.
Yeah.
If Hector Salamanca would have done that, y'all would have been like, oh my God, look how terrible he is.
Yeah,
If Tuco would have done it, look how terrible he is. But when Walt, because he's the main character, does it, people are like, oh, wow. Well, we can put that under the rug, and we can just talk about when he blew up the Tuco
Yeah, when he blew up the,
yeah,
of course.
but you're not supposed to aspire to be like Walt. Walt is a loser. Walt's a bitch. Straight up. Walt's a bitch.
Yeah.
And the worst part is when it comes to misunderstanding Breaking Bad is people will look you square in your eyes. They'll look at you and they'll be like, yeah, man, Hank sucks. Hank sucks. I love Walt. Okay. there's a few lines in the show that Hank isn't the strongest moral character in the show, right?
Mm-hmm.
But overall, Hank stands more for what's right than Walt ever
Yeah,
does.
clear
Right?
above Walt.
Clear
Yeah,
above
yeah,
Walt.
yeah.
Like Hank, sure, he says some like sexist stuff here and there and stuff. He's just not a great guy. But Walt is driven by ego. Walt is by a very fragile, massive
Yeah.
ego. He's driven by pride. He's willing to hurt women. He's willing to hurt children. He's willing to hurt anyone that gets in his way just to get what he wants. And what he wants isn't like to be great. To be he thinks that he has an excuse throughout the show, like, oh, I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing
Yeah.
it. He's not. He's doing it because he likes it. You know,
Exactly.
because
He enjoys it.
He enjoys it because him doing the drugs makes him feel like he's actually good at something. He's doing something,
Yeah.
and it's
That's
also
larger than his little nuclear family. Like,
he's like, yeah, my little family, my little shitty job, whatever. I am the biggest drug kingpin in
Yeah,
Albuquerque.
yeah,
I'm like
He
massive,
enjoys it.
you know.
He enjoys
He loves doing it, but he tries to frame it like he's doing it for his family when he's actually putting his family more at risk. Would you
Yeah,
rather be in
absolutely.
debt, or would you rather like there's a scene where I don't know if this happened yet on the part you're at.
What is it like?
What's his living situation?
He's just living out. So
Okay, hasn't happened yet. You know, there's a scene where two people are in his house.
fun.
His family could have easily been in danger if he
Yeah.
wasn't off somewhere else and they were there. If he would have been in his house and they would have shown up to his house to do what they were trying to do,
Right.
his family could have very easily been in danger. And that happens a lot throughout the show, where his family is in danger, and he says, "No, I'm doing it for my family, so they're not in debt." And you know.
Yeah.
And he's also entitled.
Absolutely.
You see the way he I've gotten to the scene where he talks to Gretchen,
Yes.
and he's like, "It's
No,
my
that
money.
last
It's
line
my."
was crazy.
It's like, bro,
Fuck you.
fuck you. It's like, bro,
That was crazy.
it's your fault. You don't have that money. You walked away from the project.
Yeah. Right.
And obviously, they never tell you that outright in the show, but it's very like hinted towards. By the way, if I'm touching my nose because I'm sick and my nose hurts, bro. My nose. I've been blowing my nose all day. It hurts like crazy. Like it's red. But
It is a little bit. Yeah.
like my nose hurts, boys. But listen, back to it. He feels so entitled to this money that Elliot and Gretchen have, right? And it's like, it's not his money.
At
He
all.
threw it away, and they have been over and over. Well, if you need help financially, if you need help, his ego won't let him take the money. But then he also hates them on the low because they have the money. And it's like, they're trying to help you, first of all.
Oh my god.
They're trying to help you,
Which they don't have to.
which they don't have to at
don't have
all.
to.
And you get mad at them for trying to help you because you think it's your money and you're owed this money. And
Yeah.
what the fuck? And people will sit here and they'll be like, that's who we need to strive to be like because he blew up a thing once in a while. And I think that's a really good example of just like media literacy might be. Like
Fair,
people will watch
fair.
Walt hurt children, hurt women, be entitled, be egotistical, and not in the good way, y'all, in the bad way.
Yeah.
And he'll like, there's scenes where he'll say Jesse's like his surrogate son. And then he'll mistreat Jesse like fucking crazy, right? Like, that's got to be one of the most toxic relationships
Oh yeah.
in media. This dude fucking
Yeah.
mistreats Jesse all the time. It's 24, like, every other scene is like, Jesse, fuck you. And the next scene's like, Jesse, you know I love you, man.
Switches on a
It's
dime.
like, it's literally like, so he abuses Jesse, who he considers a surrogate son. He abuses Skylar, which I know the fandom hates Skylar, but like, you know, she does some bad overall throughout the show.
Yeah.
But you can't, like, come on, bro. Walt is abusing the fuck out of her.
Yeah. His whole family.
His whole family, everyone. What he did, what? No spoilers.
Probably not. It's probably
No
spoiler. Whatever
spoiler.
you're gonna say is probably a
No,
spoiler.
what I'm going to say is a major spoiler, so I'm not going to say it. I'm going to sidetrack. I'm going to say what happens to certain characters who totally did not deserve what happened to them
Okay.
in the desert, for those that know.
Right. For those that know.
For those that know. He doesn't know, so I can't. But
Yeah, not yet.
soon. But genuinely, he won't just let so many bad things happen to the people around him. And it's all because of his pride, because of his ego, because he's not someone you should look up to. He's a small, sad person, right? Genuinely small and sad person.
It just sounds funny.
And the writer of the show will be like, yes, that was the point. Vance Gilligan will come out and be like, yes, this was the point of the show. Bryan Cranston, yes, this was the point of the character. And then you'll go on TikTok and it's like, oh my, the blue man. Oh, he's tough with it. He's tough with it. He is not tough with it. If there's one character who is tough with it throughout the show, it's no one. Everyone pretty much sucks.
Everyone
But
sucks.
everyone sucks. Even Hank, who doesn't suck as much, you still shouldn't strive to be like Hank. Hank,
Right,
you know,
right,
not the
yeah.
best person. You shouldn't strive to be like anyone in Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
You know what? Strive to be like Walt Jr. Eat your breakfast, kids.
exactly. Eat your breakfast.
Eat your breakfast. He's always eating breakfast.
Always, every single scene he's in.
So, yeah, I think Walter White and the way that social media and everyone reacts to him and his character is like a really solid point in the column of like, yeah, media literacy is not where it should be because it's so obvious and in your face too. Like everything that I said
That is
is
true.
not reading between the lines. This is just
at
like
all.
I'm just saying what's happening in the show. But when I say it like this, instead of when we take away all the explosions, you just say, yeah, he hurts children, he hurts women.
Yeah,
No woman throughout the show ever wants to be with him.
yeah. He deals drugs.
He deals drugs.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
He mistreats everyone around him for no fucking reason. He's like never right.
This guy's. I will say, this guy's fucking elite at lying. I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's something like every time I see this guy
on this couch
every time I see this guy get away with a lie, I'm like, how do you do that, bro?
on some Marty Mauser type
Like,
shit.
to be fair, he's like very smart. Yeah,
on some
but
Marty
bro, this
Mauser
fucking
levels
guy,
of like,
bro.
yeah.
Like,
There's
when
a
you told me
scene
he's the
where
luckiest guy, he really
that's
is the
what Jesse.
luckiest
There's
guy.
a scene where Jesse in like the last season, he's like, you don't understand, Mr. White. He's the devil. He's luckier than you. He's smarter than you.
No, he like that luck is.
No, he's like everything you think is gonna happen happens the exact opposite.
No, bro.
No, yeah, it gets crazier. You're not even on the part where he's like actually ridiculously lucky. Also, debatable point.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say by the end of the show he has a kill count in the 12s, 13s, 14s, right?
Okay.
Some people would argue he has a kill count in 300s. There's one event.
Is that the? Oh, okay. Never mind. Hold on. Go on.
There's one event that you haven't seen yet, which you could really sit down. Which I know you haven't seen because something we talked about right before we started recording. You could really debate whether or not it's his fault or not.
Okay.
And in my opinion, it's mostly his fault, and it does give him a kill count of like 300. But then,
insane.
on the others, no, and the 300, like 280 of them are in one scene. 280 of them are in one scene, and it's like a lot of people are like, "That's Walt's fault," and a lot of other people are like, "That's not Walt's fault." If you were to ask Walt, he's like, "It's not my fault. I didn't do that." But it's like mostly his fault.
Yeesh.
You know,
But 1213 is his fault.
what?
1213 is his fault.
1280. What?
No, you said that he had a kill count around like 12 or 13 or 300.
Oh no, the 12 or 13 like shot in the head,
Oh, wow.
poisoned, like he
Okay.
did that.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Yeah, he's moving. But the other
See,
two,
that's the Walt that I'm trying to get to see.
the other 280
I'm not
are
even
like
there yet.
you are there. Yeah, he has a kill count of 1 at least. No, he killed Tuco.
Well,
Killed
okay.
Tuco.
Kind of.
Killed
but,
no.
Yeah.
By the point you're at, he has a kill count of like 5.
No, not 5.
He killed the dude in the basement.
Yeah, that was
He
the
shot
first.
the other dude
What other dude?
in the RV. He poisoned the dude. Right.
Oh, you're right. No, you're right.
So
you're
he
right.
killed 2
you're
people
right,
in the first
you're
2
right.
episodes, and then he killed Tuco.
He didn't kill Tuco.
He got Tuco
Jesse.
killed. It's the same thing as the 280.
Sure.
The 280 he didn't like directly, but it's his fault.
Okay.
He
yeah,
put Hank in
I'll
that
give you
position.
Yeah, yeah,
Tuco. I feel like there's some other people that I'm missing out here.
No, not yet. Ever since then, it's been like smooth for now.
There's a few characters that he doesn't kill, but he ordered the kill. Do we count that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so like yeah, there's
Yeah, that's crazy.
by that logic, almost every Jesse kill throughout the show is actually a Walt kill. Because Walt like directly tells him, "You gotta do this, you gotta do that."
Insane.
The ATM is like
Okay, the ATM, dude. No,
the
yeah.
ATM might be a Walt kill because Walt sent him and was like, "Listen, if you gotta get crazy with it, get crazy with it."
I guess, bro.
But like, no,
I guess.
Walt kills
Yeah.
a good amount of people throughout the
That's
show.
funny though. The
And
ATMs.
if you debate I think it's at the end of the season you're on right now. If you want to debate that's his fault, then
He's got like a couple hundred.
he's got a few hundred.
Fucking A.
Actually, you're already seeing it. Are the intro for your episodes like the teddy bear in the pool and stuff like that, like the cryptic? Yeah, you're seeing it. You're getting it.
I was kind of thinking about what that has to do,
That's the
but
that's the 290 right there.
oh
The
shit.
280. You're getting involved with it.
Each bag is
What? No, you kind of yeah. You'll see what it is. It's kind of crazy, but
fuck.
I blame him for it. So for me, he has a kill count of that level, and
Okay.
I think you'll see a through line that all the characters that I'm about to mention on my side of showing people misunderstanding characters and misunderstanding stories. All my characters probably have kill counts.
Wow.
I think the
Okay.
lowest kill
Which is
count.
crazy to think about that people like
Love the.
praise these people
Oh yeah,
that
people.
murderers.
Yeah, and I think Walt has one of the lower kill counts.
Wow.
290. No, actually, he's pretty high. No, yeah, he's one of the higher ones. I just wanted to open up with Breaking Bad specifically because you're watching it,
Right.
so I thought you'd be kind of interested in hearing this take.
No, no, that's interesting. It's cool
But
stuff.
just wrap up. The only character I thought of something more. The only character you should aspire to be like in Breaking Bad is Jesse's wardrobe. Lock in.
Yo, facts.
That dude is fitted up
Facts.
every
He's
episode.
fly
The long hoodies,
every time.
everything you can watch. Yo, with the long hoodie. Yo, bitch.
Yo, this show has genuinely like changed the word yo for
Dude,
me.
I say yo as
And
much
you say it just like him.
because I've been saying yo for years after watching Breaking Bad. I watched Breaking Bad and I started saying yo for everything because I watched it like in one sitting.
Fuck.
I watched Breaking Bad over like a month, like a half a month or a month, because it was in that period of high school where like
I've been on a slouch. I'm gonna get back up though.
it was that period of high school where like I would just get home from school and I just turn on Breaking Bad. So I finished it so quick.
I'm gonna get through it.
And now
soon.
yo is like, and you know I say yo a lot. So
Yeah.
yo is like a part of my vocabulary because of Jesse.
Fuck.
But yeah, do you want to get into your first example of misunderstanding or not misunderstanding? Whatever.
I actually had to consult, dude. It was so much that I wrote down.
Wrote
Guys,
down
this
so
is the
much
first
stuff.
episode that I wrote some stuff down for, like
A
real
lot
deal.
of stuff. Well, no, we've written stuff down before.
I mean, it's not, but like I like went out of my
Award
way
show?
to like get shit straight
But yeah,
on
also,
my side.
I don't know if I preface this. Not every example is going to be pro media literacy is dead, or like we're gonna have some.
Yeah, we're gonna have
being-
variety.
We're gonna have some being like, yeah. Overall, you'll see as the episode progresses.
Yeah.
But yeah, Walt is 100% in the column of media literacy is cooked, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like the average
Yeah.
person you ask about Breaking Bad. Oh, you know what we could do?
Huh.
After this episode, we could ask Gio about every single one of these.
Oh my
and then whatever Gio's answer is,
He would actually be a good
he'd be a
representation.
great representation of the general
He would
public.
actually be a good representation. That's fucked. Yeah, I don't know. The Breaking
Very
Bad
normal
take.
guy.
To be
Great
fair, the
guy.
Breaking Bad take. Before I get on,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, and it does make a lot of sense. But like, and I'm gonna get into this with what I'm gonna say. But generally, before we had even filmed this, when Tomas and I were talking about it, when you mentioned like the existence of social media and how that influences a lot of these
Yeah.
things, it's like everything that like every trait that a character has just gets blown out of proportion so quickly a lot of times. And so since Walt is like this badass,
I wanna
people just
save that.
blow that out of proportion.
wanna
And they don't,
save
like
that.
you were saying, they don't talk about
I
the
want
other
to
stuff.
save the whole like, because that goes into my analysis of what I actually think, whether it's dead or not.
Okay.
So,
Bet.
and I want to save that for the second half because I have a pretty big analysis for that. But
All right, bet. All right.
just get some examples out the way. Let people at home form their opinions, and then we talk about ours.
I got you. Okay, I actually don't know where I'm gonna start, so I'm gonna start broad, right? As far as media literacy goes, and again, I'm talking mostly about hip hop. At least on my half of the takes. I feel as though, isn't that the first famous few words? I want to attack audience first,
Okay.
right? So, for example, in hip hop, a lot of media literacy, either it's talked a lot about or it's not spoken about at all,
Okay.
right?
I see what you mean. Yeah.
Right, and that's down to audience, right? So I have a couple examples, but I'm just gonna glaze over all of them, or just real quick, right?
Yeah.
If you know, for those who don't know, Ab Soul, right? Let me bring it more to you. Kendrick Lamar used to be a part of TDE, Top Dog Entertainment, a label, and he used to be in a rap group called Black Hippie. That was J Rock, a commercially successful artist, Schoolboy Q, also commercially successful, Kendrick, obviously, and this guy named Ab Soul. Ab Soul was actually the guy who had the idea to form Black Hippie. Ab Soul is kind of the border mainstream underground. He's a lot more underground, but he's been on the up. I want to bring up audience because you look at Ab Soul, and a lot of people don't know who he is. But out of the four of those artists, all great artists, right? Everyone's like, "Yo, Dot's pen." Yo, this guy is it's always the Blackbeard meme of him writing fire and
Yeah, he's
like
always writing some
all
heat.
that. Ab Soul, by many people's standards, has the best pen, better than Kendrick's.
Whoa.
Kendrick himself, in music, has said, "Yo, I'm trying to be like him." You know what I'm saying?
I haven't heard that take before. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. And I don't know if I subscribe to it because Dot's pen really is disgusting, but Absol's just wordplay is insane. My point is, the reason I bring up audience is because when you look at someone like Yeet, right? No one talks about media literacy around him. When you look at Absol, nobody talks about media literacy. And when I say media literacy in hip hop terms, it's really just the understanding of what they're saying, the acknowledgement of the craft, the
I
skill,
disagree.
and the conception, right? Like
I,
like the conceptual aspect of their music.
I disagree a little bit. I think people do talk about media literacy with Yeet, for example. Like, I've
Oh well,
seen this
negatively.
negative. I've seen this happen where like I'll mention, hey, or not me because I don't listen to Yeet that much, but I'll be in a friend group or someone in a group and someone will be like, I listen to Yeet, and then someone else will be like, yeah, I bet you do, bro.
Okay, fair.
You stupid
You're right. You're right.
motherfucker.
You're
I
right.
bet
You're
you
right.
do,
You're
and I'm like,
right. That was too broad. I should have said more specifically. When
like
it comes to Yeet,
positively, no one talks
yeah,
about it.
when it
Yeah.
comes to Yeet, no one's talking as in like, yo, hold on.
What
Is that okay like that?
is it? Okay, like what?
The that right there that I'm pointing at with all the cables? It's like off the
Well,
table.
yeah, I did that earlier.
Okay. Yo, my fault, bro. I was like, yo,
Our
what the
our
fuck?
setup is like
It's a
nice.
little jank
It's nice,
at
but our
times.
cables are kind of short sometimes, so you gotta pull the cable nice, and that cable's like
Yo, I was like the leading tower of yo. Anyways,
yeah, it's like all of our cables are literally like floating in the air right now. So
yeah, bro. I
they're
was
just
like,
like,
what the
oh,
fuck? Anyways, yeah, nobody really brings it up, and especially Yeet fans don't bring it up,
oh
and
yeah,
Absol fans don't bring it up. Why? Because if you go to Absol, you know what you're looking for. It's a very particular side of hip hop, and if you go to Yeet, you know what you're looking for.
but I feel like when you this happens when those sides of hip hop interact. When let's just say
See,
you're a
yes,
Kendrick fan and you're
exactly.
scrolling, and then a Yeet something about Yeet pops up, and then you go in the comments, you're like, this guy
Slop.
fucking slop. And then all the replies are like, yeah, go back to listen to your fucking poems. Your shit stinks. Like, genuinely, you'll see these
No, it is,
arguments.
bro.
You'll see these arguments where it's like, yeah, grandpa, go listen to your corny ass Eminem shit,
Yeah,
but like,
see,
no one cares.
exactly. I
Yeah.
think I think the actual understanding, obviously there's going to be situations where, and this is just like innate, right? With hip hop. When you look at someone like Kendrick, right? He has wordplay,
Mm.
right? So by natural law of life and how just basic literature works, it's going to go over people's heads,
Yeah.
right? Naturally. But with
And
hip
I think
hop,
that happens a lot too. Like these artists like Kendrick, where it's like they have the media literacy guys. These are guys. These are the non-slop guys.
yeah,
Guys you sit down and you
it's not
listen
going to
to.
go over their head.
But I think a good amount of people listen to it and they just let it go over their heads because they're not trying.
Exactly.
They're not trying to listen to it for that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it kind of I lost my train of thought.
My
Fuck
bad. My
you.
bad. I
Yo,
had a
go hate
take.
on this guy in the comments, bro. Please. Oh my god, I thought it just got lighter, but it's because of the brim of my hat. Anyways, yeah, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Nice. We're filming at 9 in the morning, yo. This is
What was I
crazy.
gonna say? I was talking about what was I talking about? Dot.
Yeah, you're talking about that. How it goes over people's heads sometimes.
Oh yeah. Well, you fucked me.
Oh yeah. Like no, you did
No,
not.
yeah, it does go over people's heads. The point is the point that I forgot, but I'm gonna try to reel back in. That is just innate. It's gonna happen whether you like it or not, right? But yeah, bro, I forgot. Genuinely, I forgot, bro.
All right, we're back, y'all. Derrick just had a brain fart. So, and then we started laughing for a little bit. So we're here, we're back. What were you trying to say?
I actually don't remember what I was trying to say, but
What was the
we can
point?
keep it pushing though,
All right, we can keep pushing that.
because
Kendrick goes over people's heads.
yeah, because I mean, regardless, right? The point is the audience, right? And Kendrick is a good middle ground because he walks the line between not only like being a conscious hip hop artist and the biggest I won't say of all time, but he's on track to be all time biggest conscious hip hop artist of like ever. So
The mustard guy.
he walks that line. So when you say Yeet fans interacting with Absol fans or you know people of the same genre, Kendrick is kind of that middle ground. This guy is uber like super commercially successful, but he also has one of the deepest discographies, not only in terms of like quantity and quality, but just like depth, just like actual emotion, layers to everything he puts out. So I don't really know. And again, there's always going to be things that go over people's heads, cool, whatever. Hip hop media literacy is more so it's more so about what angle you come in at, like and
Okay.
where you're at. You know what I mean? Because again, if you look at all these dudes like that listen to Jay Z, right, versus or even Lauren Hill, she has an amazing voice and she can sing. Her music sounds amazing, and so does Jay Z's. But they're both rappers. But even though, like, for example, a lot of people that listen to Jay Z listen to Lauren Hill, and a lot of people that listen to Lauren Hill listen to Jay Z. But you don't listen to them for the same reason. But regardless, you never hear anyone talking about, oh, this sounded like nothing, or they said nothing here, or even bringing it up because, and I'm gonna get into the history of it later, but the difference in generation between then and Yeet just pours his skill and expertise and level of curation into different things rather than lyrics.
So that's more of a point towards media literacy being kind of dead, where it's like the people that are listening to the Yeats and all that are the newer generation, right? Because
The
Jay Z, Lauren Hill, they've been around the
Yeah,
block.
but
They've been here for a
the
minute.
media literacy, because it used to always be, yo, you got this sick like DJ producer, right? And then the mixer's kind of in between. They're the middleman. You don't really count them, right? But you got the sick producer or DJ or both. A lot of times it was both. And then you got the MC, and pretty much always it was, yo, this beat is hard, and then this MC slid, right? Now it's like, yo, Yeet is an instrument. Travis Scott is an instrument. It's different, right? Even though Travis Scott, he raps here and there, right? And he wants you to listen to what he's saying, but he wants you to hear it.
Do you think that causes people to be less media literate? Because now when they're listening to their music, for example, their music don't got nothing to analyze deeper.
It does. It does. They're experiencing it in a different way. Let me give you an example, right? So why I bring up specifically the MCs from before is because everything was literature.
Yeah.
Everything was what they're saying, right?
You
When
had
you
to like lock it.
when you have a fashion, say a fashion runway, right? There's no words unless there's words on the clothing, right? But anyways, there's no words, but you can tell a whole story,
You have to be when
right?
it comes to the runways. You have to be
You
like
have to know a little more.
literate. You have to
It takes a little
understand.
more,
Yeah.
right? So nowadays, people are it's more about how the music sounds, so that evokes a feeling, right? Whereas when an MC like Kendrick speaks on Mr. Morale, he's directly telling you now directly fluctuates. Sometimes he's literally telling you what's going on. Sometimes you have to break it down, right? But it's not that media literacy has gone down, although some of these artists do require a lower level of media literacy skill to understand what's going
Yeah.
on. But you're just interpreting it in a different way. Like you see Kid Cudi. No one's ever hailed him as this guy's an insane lyricist. He's an amazing artist. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Kanye West, his beats make you feel something. You know what I mean? And nowadays, when you look at someone like Cardi, it's difficult there because you can say it does have a lower floor, which yeah, I guess it does, but it's also more abstract because it's you're so it's more so you're feeling it, but also he just has his own lane, so he's really consistent, which gets iffy there. But I think it's changed a little in terms of what you're interpreting, but overall there's a lot of artists, I'll say hip artists, but you know a lot of these guys are hip hop or hip hop adjacent that just don't pour their skill into that. And it's cool because why I bring up audience is then you have guys like Denzel Curry who are younger, JID who are younger, and they're all lyricists. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay.
So I
I'm
guess it
seeing
just
it.
depends. And I got more examples that I'm going to bring up later, but that's kind of like how I originally saw from a macro scale. And then once you like kind of dig deep into here and there and the history and why it's all happening, then that's when shit gets interesting.
Okay. I see where you're coming from. I see it. Hmm. Ooh, hold on. I'm a little.
It's early, guys.
It's very early. I'm
We've been
very
trying to tell
tired.
y'all it's early.
It's early. We're up late.
Yeah, sesame choil and all that.
Sesame oil. Oh man. No, but I'm kind of seeing it. So you're saying like, for example, we got these like MCs. Obviously, these guys are lyricists. These guys are
Yeah.
ill. These guys are, and then a lot of. But it just so happens that a lot of these guys that aren't MCs are just artists, right? Like you said, Kid
Yeah.
Cudi. They're,
Yeah.
they're the younger guys, you know, the younger guys. And I think
And that's just evolution.
I made a little while you were speaking. I made a little idea in my own head. I'm thinking
Mm.
maybe media literacy could be down in other aspects of art, partially
Yeah.
because of something like music, where music has moved away from let's analyze. Let's break down what the lyrics mean. Let's break down, and it's more just like the feeling you get while listening to it. Some people who that's the only music they listen to. They go and they watch a TV show, and they're not focused on the bad actions of the characters, they're just focused on the feelings they feel
Yeah,
when they
this is
see the.
cool.
And
Like, this
that
feels
that
cool.
actually transitions perfectly into my next character I want to talk about.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Joe Goldberg off You.
Okay.
I've been watching the show. I've been reading the books. I'm like, I really want to talk about it, guys. But people see him and they feel a certain way. Oh, he's hot. That's how I feel. He's hot.
Okay.
And they don't actually look at what he's doing.
No, don't tell me, bro.
They don't look at what he's doing.
Don't tell yo. No.
They don't.
I'm losing faith here.
Why?
I'm losing. What do you mean people don't address what this guy's doing?
So I could open Instagram and like look it up for you right now. There's reels and TikToks with millions of views. Joe Goldberg thirst traps, millions of views,
No.
millions of views. And I was scrolling on my phone and one popped up and I was like, why the fuck am I getting this shit? And I was about to scroll away and I peeped it. 1.8 million views. Like half, like a quarter
But
million.
is that the majority of his like attention on like?
Yeah.
See, because I wouldn't mind it if it's like, okay, yeah, sure, y'all think he's attractive, cool, I get it. That is social media today.
Oh, BJ
But if
that's
that-
not BJ Penn, that's an MMA fighter.
Yeah, that is not.
Penn. His last
But-
name's Penn. I need to like tap in on the name of this.
No way, that's like the
Yes,
majority. Like
the
you look up his name and like the first thing you see is the edit.
I can show you right. You want to test that theory?
I actually do. I'm worried.
Okay.
I'm worried. I'm scared, man. If this is
let me
what's
get-
going on, I'm losing faith in all of you. And by you, I mean not the person who's watching this, but like everybody that you know.
It's Penn. It's Penn Badgley.
Okay.
I said BJ Penn because I'm on my MMA shit, bro. I'm tapped in on my MMA. Okay, I'm gonna go on Instagram right now.
This is the moment of truth.
Look up Joe Goldberg.
The AI gives you a little. What's the first?
My love language. I'm gonna throw this up on screen for y'all. My love language, and it shows Joe Goldberg. That is implying that your love language is murdering your spouse when she doesn't love you.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Yeah, this is wrong.
The majority
Okay.
of people.
This
And the
is
first one is going,
this is bad because this is when you cite things to this argument and you have that.
that's the first.
Yeah,
by the way,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
I literally just looked up Joe Goldberg and clicked on the first reel, and the first reel was an edit of him, and it said "My love language."
I don't know, man.
My love language.
Like social media fluctuates, bro. And like I get the romanticization of a lot of
That's
things.
what
It's
I'm
very
trying to
popular
get to.
nowadays.
People romanticize
fuck?
this character specifically. He's a very good example. They romanticize the fuck out of him when he is a stalker, a serial killer, a predator. A predator in every sense of the word. Like,
Wait, Pred like also on.
no, you could be, you don't, okay, a predator.
No. I get what you're saying, but does he also just out of curiosity?
No,
Okay.
no. He's actually very
Oh, wait, you told me. Right,
against
you
that.
told me,
He did not fuck with no molesters of the children.
cool.
But you okay? Predator doesn't just mean child predator.
No, I know,
Predator
I
could be-
know.
He is a predator, bro. Like this dude has a box where he keeps all the things, and he keeps in every single box that's been about a woman. He keeps tampons in them. Like used tampons,
I've heard.
panties that he
Bad.
steals. Ugh!
Like, bro, everybody hears the panties, bro. And you got to chuckle at everybody, but tampons though.
Bro, there's really
Are they?
scenes-
Well, I'm assuming they're used.
they're used,
Oh,
bloody. Bro, there's literally a scene where I feel like every season there's a scene where he grabs a panty off the fucking table or like just flips in his pocket.
It is fucking
Fucking
panty, bro.
Yeah, and he has like he has at least one scene every season where he goons. And people still
You
romanticize
see him gooning,
gooning.
like in his bed.
Oh,
Anywhere?
at a table, in a shower. There's one scene in season 1 where he's like at a thing, and then he goes and he finds out that like the girl has a stalker, but the stalker took some cool photos, so he goes to the photos. He's like, these are some good photos though. Like, what
Oh
the
my
fuck?
God, bro.
And people romanticize the
He's
fuck
chill
out
with
of
the stalker.
No. By the way, this stalker.
But he locked in with the photos,
Oh, photos.
bro.
By the way, the stalker there's literally a scene where it's so funny. And it's funny in a fucked up, dark way, where he is stalking her and the other stalker's just like watching the girl a little bit. And he's like, this fucking weirdo bitch. Why the fuck is she watching her? That's so weird. Who the fuck
Bro,
watches people?
what the
Like, and he's watching her watch
He's
the
in
other
the
person.
act,
He's
in the
act,
act.
in that. And it's really funny because it's a scene where you have the girl in the bath and she's like eyes closed like this, and behind her in the doorway you have the stalker, and then behind the stalker in the other doorway you have Joe.
Oh, that's
and he's
funny.
like, and he's
That's
like,
funny.
and he's like, what a weird
They're both
bitch.
in her house.
No, the girl invited the girl who's stalking the main girl invited
Okay.
her to her crib.
Okay.
It's at her crib. And Joe's in the crib because he wants to kill the stalker.
This show's crazy. As we keep talking about it, because guys, we don't talk about this show like too much outside of here.
Every
The
time
more
we
we
do-
keep talking about this, I'm like, yeah, I might
Season
have to
one-
watch it low key.
Season 1 of this show is like, let's peak. Let's peak. Season 2 is considered by audience and critics as the best season, right?
Okay.
And it has a 9.6 episode. The finale is a
Wow.
9.6. But my personal, on IMDb, by the way, not Letterboxd or anything else. But like my favorite season is season 1. And in season 1, it's extra, he feels extra creepy. And the majority of the edits are edits of him in season 1.
Okay.
And it's when the actor was at his youngest and people are like, oh.
Right.
But like in season 1, he just felt more disgusting. And
When did season 1 come out?
2017?
Oh wow. Okay. It's
The
been a
book
while.
came out in 2014.
The what?
The book came out in 2014.
Okay,
And that's very
okay.
important because he stalks in the book. He stalks her Facebook. And I'm like, okay, Grandpa. Okay, Unc.
That's. I mean, for
Okay,
the time. Yeah.
okay, Unc. But in 2014, yeah, these
that makes
20-year-olds
sense.
would have been
Yeah.
on Facebook. But no, man, it's just the romanticization of. Let me put this: people who are into men, so like gay men and women, right, and straight women, they love this kid. Oh, he's so hot, blah blah blah, right? And then straight men and gay women are like, he's just like me for real. So both sides are romanticizing him.
chill.
Both sides are romanticizing him in a disgusting way. Like both sides are wrong.
That's
And
horrible.
it's like the majority of the discussion around this character is like, would you? No.
Oh my
What the
god,
fuck?
bro! What?
No, and people, and this guy, by the way, end of the show, fucking 14 kill count, 15 kill count, and some of these kills are literally just women who had the misfortune of him thinking they're hot. So then he follows them for the rest of the season and kills them. In the end, and it's so gross. Especially
he gets things out of killing him too.
that's like a big contention point of the show where like he says he doesn't. But then everyone else is like, you do. You 100% do. You fucking sick weird. And he's like, I don't. Well, he also doesn't think he's in the wrong at all.
Right.
He's like, I'm not. He first of all, not once does he say he's stalking them. Not once. He's protecting them from. Like what?
From other Joes.
And then from, I guess. And then when he kills people, he's like, I didn't want to. I was forced to. It was life or death.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
By the way, the ending.
classic cop-out.
I do want to point out the ending of the show. You want to know how bad people misunderstand this show? I'm not gonna spoil what happens at the end of the show, but
Yo, look at my jacket.
no, because I'm actually angry. I'm so angry. I'm so angry.
I saw it on the corner of my eye. It looks hilarious. I believe like that.
Beep, beep, beep. So the ending is so people say, bro, the ending is some feminist propaganda. A show about a guy committing femicide throughout the whole show,
Right.
and it's feminist propaganda. I've genuinely seen
That
people.
was a popular take.
That's a popular take. And
Is that like the take?
I'm pretty sure it actually is.
fuck
You know,
me.
the two takes. It's a take in tandem. The ending is feminist propaganda, and Joe deserved better.
Joe deserved better.
They go hand in hand. Joe deserved better, and this is
Wow.
feminist propaganda.
That's good.
Are we dead serious?
That's good.
Are we? The women finally get their justice. Well, I don't know if they really do get their justice.
Right.
But in any version of the ending where the women get their justice, it's feminist propaganda and Joe deserved better. Bro, we are talking about a stalker. We are talking about a character that is so vile. The actor who plays him, Penn Badley, walked away from the character and was like, I can't play this character anymore because I see the way that people talk about him online and I do not subscribe to this.
Okay.
I do not like this. The lead was like, I do not like.
It started pushing the opposite of what it was supposed to.
Yes, it started. It was all written. The book was written. The show was. It was all in the idea of warning people of these weird men, and then they twisted it somehow. And now he's just like me for real. No.
Imagine if we
I
had
think
just
that
millions of Joes who go running around, bro.
Dude, this show, bro, I have like I'll be scrolling and I was like, I get like a lot of stuff about the show, right?
Right.
But then I'll get a Joe edit, and I'm like, this is disgusting. Why did I get this? Liked by one of my friends. I have a friend who likes all of them. Who likes all the ones are like, he's just like me for real. I'm like,
That's rough.
he's
That's
just like you. You're like him. You got the bloody tampons in the box,
maybe they're doing it for the trolls. I don't know.
bro. And he like the worst part is it's hard not to get behind the character at some points throughout the show, right? My hat has just gotten all kinds of fucked up because of how like crazy I'm. This part,
Stressed.
I'm so stressed because like it's actually to a degree where I feel like I've seen online people justifying the character and justifying this and justifying that. I'm like, there's no justification for the things he does. You know, there's no justification for and the justifications people use online for him are the same justifications he uses in his narration in the show. And I'm like, how bad is your media literacy where you're the guy who is supposed to be an unreliable narrator says something and you're like, you have the point.
Maybe we're missing something, bro.
We're not missing anything. You and me right now.
Maybe, bro. Maybe these people. Maybe we're the dumb ones. Maybe these people just are so understanding that this is a fictional story that they really just took it and ran with it that far.
No, and you know,
Like that's
why?
how insane this is.
You know why? You know why we're not missing anything? Because even doing that is dangerous because calling this a fictional story takes away from the fact that there are millions of stalker cases in real life. There are millions. This is a real life.
People just don't understand the gravity of it.
This is a real life problem, and people, it's just fiction.
Because imagine if you told any of the people that actually watched this show, we said, "Yo, your neighbor's actually a stalker murderer,"
and he has a box with your tampons in it.
What do you think they would do?
They would
unlike all the edits.
It would be so. If a lot of these people who like thirst trap over Joe, if Joe was in their real life, they would be fucking horrified.
Yeah, I don't know.
They would go to the police. They would do anything to stop this dude.
Like I feel so ostracized from this ideology that I'm just like maybe I'm missing something.
It's funny because it's like Joe is he's so high, he's so great, and then anything about Diddy comes up like whoa, lock him up, give him life, give him life. People just literally don't understand, and it's so frightening.
But it's just because it's actually an actual real world thing.
It's a real, and that's the scary part. It's a real world thing, and it is a character that was written to show the horrors of like stalkers, and then he became like a sex icon. I don't know what the fuck. He's
just like me, bro.
He's just like me.
Strive to be like that, yo. New Year's resolution.
Oh, hold on. One more for the road.
Become more like Joe.
One more for the road.
Oh, bro.
Randomly, let's scroll.
Oh my god, I see one right there. Jesus Christ, bro. This is bad.
We show 5 shit to the new room she'll be staying in. Hold on.
Okay, that's actually funny. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no! Bad.
Making comedy out of it is cool, but I saw multiple thirst traps in there.
There's so many.
That's bad.
Because people think I've said this before. I think the cat.
Hold on, question.
Actually,
they say Joe. They don't say the actor's name in those videos.
No.
They say Joe.
No, and the things that they think are hot about him is he's so protective and he's so like he's bad. He's evil.
Yeah, that's like. By the way, for those of you who have just stuck around and don't really understand the scope of all of this, what Tomas specifically just said, he's so protective. And
so he stalks the women.
Media literacy. You have to understand where the protection is coming from. Okay, that's why we're saying people are dumb.
He's standing outside your window waiting for something to happen.
That's why we're saying people are dumb. They're not understanding. They're not understanding.
It's because throughout the show, he'll like murder an ex-boyfriend, and he'll be like, "I'm protecting her from him." No, you're not, buddy.
Bro.
No, you're not. Because if the second the girls find out, they're like, "You murdered my ex-boyfriend? What the fuck?" Well, except for
next.
Except for one of them. One of them. And you know what the worst part is? There's one girl that's like Joe, and a lot of dudes are like, "I need to find my love queen. I need to find my own love queen because she's so hot." Oh my god, bro! No, you don't.
This is bad.
No, you don't. You don't need to find these people.
This is a great example.
Also, Joe is such a great character study because even if you were like behind the stalking, right? You were like, "I want to be stalked. He cheats on all of his partners.
Oh my god.
He cheats on all of his partners because he doesn't love the women. He loves the chase. He loves the hunt.
Yeah.
He loves because he's a predator. And people will sit here and they'll thirst after him and they'll want him, and it's just so disgusting. And in this, the whole media literacy debate actually started because I was scrolling. I saw one of these. And I was like, "This is terrible." And I opened the comment. The top comment was like, "Media literacy is dead. Y'all are so cooked." It was so good. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
thank God. It was not like just a thirst trap. It was a thirst trap, and like a bunch of the comments were talking about how like it's Beck's fault that she died. No, what? What?
I don't know,
She
Vegas.
she was happy. If she wouldn't have found out that he was stalking her, she would have been happy.
Wow.
The top comment was because like it was like there's like all comments under that one,
Yeah.
and the top one with the most likes. We shine the smart people finally came through, and we all started liking this one comment. Mere literacy's dead. Y'all are so good.
Fuck, bro.
But yeah, man, it's just terrible to see a character that was meant to be anti-stalking become the poster child of like, yes, let's mistreat women. Don't clip that.
That,
Don't clip that. But
that wow, that got me riled up. That was good.
it was
That
good.
use a very I wasn't expecting that. That's a very good example. That has actually like, dude, like I have faith, bro.
What's
But
up?
things like this, man, like
A guy that like most of his character is mistreating women, and he's written to be abusive towards women in every stereotypical way you could be abusive towards women. You know, and then it's like they love
they they including a lot of women.
a lot of
They
women. He's like,
they
no, it's really fucked up. It's just, and it's not what people think it is. Bro, like, oh, it's this, it's that. I genuinely think it's people not understanding the show. I think it's straight up just media literacy.
See, I was
Like,
on the other side originally. Like, I really just thought, like, oh, it's a show. People do that, you know. But if I ask them genuinely, do they like this character? They might say yes, as from a writing standpoint.
yeah,
But like,
I like the character. I think it's a great like
yeah. But like, people actually
representation.
like him though.
I think Joe is not as exaggerated as people think he is. I don't think people are out here serial killing, but I think the whole like him keeping a box of like I think there's actually like,
Oh
creepy
yeah,
dudes that do that.
absolutely.
100%. I think there are people that stand outside
Yeah,
people's windows. Like I don't think he's like some of the stuff that I've heard people say, bro, that was so crazy when he like broke into her house and stole her stuff.
yeah, that's happened
You know, and
on record.
even on
Happened.
even on the killing, isn't there like a thing of like when someone dies, it's usually the spouse? I think I've heard that like like killings, like murders.
Oh,
When
that's
someone murders, it's
common.
usually their
Yeah,
spouse. Like
yeah,
you
it's
know,
common.
it's not like that because the show isn't so crazy. It does some
Yeah.
stuff that are actually like, he kills a few celebrities. And I'm like, okay,
Oh,
but
that's
like
insane.
like he kills a few celebrities in the world of the show.
I'm getting away with it.
Like,
It's crazy.
but no, it's kind of and the show's commentary on rich people is also like kind of interesting. But
Interesting.
overall, it's just so crazy to me how people could really get behind. And this is why I think it is specifically media literacy, and it's not just he's hot. It's media
Yeah.
literacy. You know why? I think a good amount of people hear the character say, "Well, I'm not actually evil." They're like, "The narrator said it. Must be true."
I guess I guess
People
it's that evil.
genuinely can't understand the fact of this guy is an unreliable narrator, and they're like, "No. He said that he was protecting her. That must mean he was protecting her." That's how low we've gotten with media literacy. Like people will sit down, they'll watch a show, and the villain will be like, "I just murdered this kid, but I didn't mean to." You know what? You know what?
Bro, this show's good. I might actually have to watch it. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it's
I might
it's
actually have to
something.
watch it. This is legendary.
I don't know. I think you'll be so upset watching it.
You think so?
You'll be hands like this because he gets away with it so often. Like,
See,
like, I've said this on an earlier episode. When he's at his worst, he is winning, and when he's actually a little bit likable, he is losing. You're never winning with this guy.
unfortunate.
You're never okay. You know what? We got to move past this. This example was dragged along, but this is by far my strongest and most passionate example.
I was about to say this is a very strong example
I have
because
another-
you really covered every single point. It's like
I have
any
two
point
more-
that I was like maybe. No, you were like yeah, no, it's media literacy.
I have two like really strong. I have two equally as strong examples, by the way, coming up.
Fucking
But
A.
this one's like really strong because I watched a show recently, so I'm very animated about
Okay,
it.
right.
But the other two I think coming up are also just as strong. So I'm gonna let you get into yours. Not to.
I gotta consult the phone again, guys. Listen, guys, I wrote this yesterday. It's a lot. It's a lot. I know y'all can't see. Oh, well, y'all kind of can't see.
Yeah,
but
it's a lot. It's a lot
We got a lot going on today.
because we really
The things that we do.
the things that we do for y'all. No, we do genuinely want y'all to come away with your own take. And
Yeah.
and it's not just us discussing what we think. We think actually doing research and coming into this ready is important for that.
Yeah, of course.
So y'all could actually use we got to cite our sources a little bit so y'all could really be tapped in.
Yeah, and also just going forward, we want to do more videos like this.
We want to attack concepts a little bit
Yes.
more often, and want to get better at it. So, all right, go ahead, man.
So, consider this a
Drink some
start.
water, some
Consider this a start. But By the way, guys, mine is gonna be like Tomas has like specific examples. Mine is gonna be like a string. Like mine is gonna be like, okay, I started off with the audience. Now I'm gonna move on to this.
Yours is a serialized TV show where all episodes go together. Mine is episodic. You can watch them
Yeah,
episodes in any order.
exactly. So mine is kind of like I'm gonna go. Tomas gonna go. I'm gonna go back where I left off. Tomas goes, and then so on and so on. Anyways, to remind you guys, if I remember, we left off with Dot and audiences and all that good stuff. So,
Yep.
um,
And you
um,
losing your
um.
train of thought.
Oh my god, that was so
That was
bad.
so bad. We sat here for boys. We sat here for
Genuinely,
20 minutes with this dude
genuinely made
Derrick.
me want to
Like,
kill myself,
yeah,
bro.
like he had no idea what he was. He's like, man, I forgot. Fuck.
Yeah, that was
Get
bad.
into it.
That was bad. I actually realized that like the first couple sentences here were just me giving examples of what I said already.
Yeah.
Just to spew out some more, right?
Mhm.
Just because why not? Go listen to good music. Mob Deep. Also an older
Absol.
like Jay-Z, Lauryn Hill type. Mob Deep is also another one. You
Lauren,
know what you're going for.
Lauren Hill.
Yeah. You know what you're going for, right? And that's actually a big point.
I think Lauren Hill underrated in the Big 25. Big 26. Whoa.
Yeah. Whoa. It doesn't
Mm.
hit as hard though. Still,
Need
Big
to come
25
up.
is elite.
The Gargantua 26.
Okay, I like that.
It's
I
the
like that word.
Gargantua 26.
But I'll start off with Mob Deep.
All right.
And we're still here on demographic, and it's gonna move in. I'm gonna have to consult it later again. But anyways,
Okay.
Mob Deep. I want to bring up the phrase. You know what you're going for, right? You know exactly what you're going for, and I think aside from audience, right, how the artist sets their career up, essentially. You know what I mean? Kind of plays heavily into that. For example, Mob Deep. When you look at historically, a lot of the gangster rappers, NWA, all the East Coast gangsters, you know
They're
what I'm saying?
lyrical. They're usually lyrical motherfuckers.
They're not just like saying I shot this dude on Fifth Ave and I robbed from this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just
Well,
not.
you needed to break down their fucking lyrics.
Yeah.
These
Like
guys,
these guys are still poets, right? Now, where I see media literacy be on the down for real is a lot of gangster rap because and well it should come as a no-brainer that since I've said that I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I do like a lot of these older guys.
That's all. That's the caveat I was about to say. From what I've seen, you are a fan of gangster rap, just not the modern
Yeah, I'm
incarnation
not
of
a
it.
huge fan of modern gangster rap, right? You look at NBA YoungBoy, you look like a lot of these guys just aren't NLE.
Jordan.
And I ain't a fan of Jordan.
I know, man. Jordan.
Listen,
I love that. That's one of my favorite videos ever.
you look at NLE, and I got on NLE early, like early. So he was on his block. This guy got in trouble while filming a video because he had too many guns on him. Like this guy is really from that, you know what I'm saying? But you look at NLE earlier, he was showing off skill. He's a skill. He has skill, and he transitioned. But regardless, he wasn't talking about nothing insane. He was talking about what was going on, but not in the way that you see Nas with Illmatic as a youngin, right? Similar in age to NLE at that time, and he was poetic with it.
I think even the best gangster, modern day gangster rap lyricists aren't lyricists in the same way. Like you look at someone like King Von,
Mm-hmm.
the way his music, his lyrics were insane. He would tell a story like as if it was a
Yeah,
fucking
his
book.
storytelling,
His storytelling
you saw
was
it.
gross, but there was nothing to analyze in the music.
No.
He was actually just laying out a story for you.
Yeah,
So even the peak of modern gangster rap lyricism isn't the same kind of lyricism.
Yeah,
as
it's
back then.
different.
It
It's
doesn't
different.
require media literacy. This one, Vaughn don't require no media. Vaughn, you just sit down, you just listen to it, and you're like, okay, but he's telling a real.
But he's
fucking
good
story.
at it.
But he's
Yeah.
good at it, and he was like,
yeah. It's all about the allocation of skill, which is what
yeah,
to kind of spoil things. That the allocation of skills, that phrase is gonna run a lot of my points
okay.
because that is something that has evolved nowadays. You know what I'm
Do you
saying?
think what came first, the chicken or the egg? Do you think the they started allocating their skills away from the lyrics because that's what the audiences wanted? The media literacy was low, so they moved over to this kind of music, or do you think they moved over to this kind of music and that made the media literacy lower?
No. So wait, repeat that last part again.
Like I said, what do you think came first, chicken or the egg? Do you think the lyricism went down because the general audiences, their media literacy was down? So to pander to the general audiences, they decided, hey, we're going to start focusing more on the sound and the lyrics. Or do you think it switched over to focusing more on the sound and the lyrics, and that's what caused the media literacy to go down?
I
Which one do you think
think
caused it first, basically?
I think you're talking about how we got to where we are now.
Yeah. Do you think it was the audience that made the rapper switch, or do you think the rapper switch and that made the audience's media
No,
literacy switch?
I think the rapper switched.
Okay, you think it was the
because
audience. Okay.
because when you look at, and there's a little deviation from the gangster rap, but when you look at someone like Kanye's a phenomenal example, and that moves into Kid Cudi and Travis Scott, right? When you look at Kanye, this guy is just like, you can't put it any other way. This guy's just amazing at what he does.
Yeah.
And like, not only could this guy rap, he wasn't a crazy lyricist, right? But he can rap. At least early in his career, he could rap crazy. He hasn't showcased the same skill recently, but this guy was a phenomenal producer. There's a reason this guy's one of the greatest artists of all time. Not only can he rap, but this guy is a curating expert, and he is one of the best producers of all time. Really, just to put it flatly. I think when you look at someone like Kid Cudi, I think when you look at someone like Travis Scott, I think when you look at people that are coming up today that came off of Kanye West,
So you think Kanye was the one that really pushed this whole agenda?
I think he's a large portion of it. I think there's other artists, of course, that did it as well, but you're not gonna get your Tyler. You're not gonna get your like I was saying, your Travis Scott, your Cudi without Ye.
I also think Ye is a good example just when you look at his career progression. Earlier on, he was more focused on lyrics than he is now. He was never
Yeah.
super focused on the lyrics. He was always way more into the sound than lyrics.
Yeah, but he rapped.
But he rapped.
Yeah, he rapped.
In his last, I think last like ever since Jesus, he has not really been focused on rapping as much. Well, you can even go all the way back to 808s, but Life of Pablo like really did still have some rap
Yeah,
in it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But Jesus
No, yeah.
Jesus was impressive when it comes to the beats he was rapping on. You were like, come on, bro, you're not rapping on this beat. And then he was rapping, you're like, okay, hold on. But you started to realize the rap wasn't the focus. The focus was more on the beat and then the auto-tune singing.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the four bully songs that we listened to this morning, did he even rap on any of them?
He was rapping, kind of.
When? That was just straight auto-tune singing the whole time.
I mean, it was.
And that's fine. And that's fine.
Yeah.
It's a great sound. It sounds good.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not what he used to do. It's not as lyrically deep as
Exactly.
it used to be.
And that's just what, like, because you look at something like Graduation and just really all his projects, just Kanye in general, I think it simply comes down to, because hip hop is built on who you came up on. You know what I mean? You look at a lot of people that I've listened to, for example, that I listen to very often now, right? I like say the older artists, right? And they go all the way back to Melly Mel and just all the oldest, just most like quote unquote real rap, real hip hop artists of all time, right? A lot of the dudes from now, they're like, yo, I grew up on Ye, right? There's a reason Ye has so many proteges, bro, and like people that are like, yo, Ye inspired me to do this. So I think what it was,
That's like everyone nowadays.
yeah, I think what it was is just the people of today. That was the focal point for them from the music. You know what I mean? Travis Scott does both. Travis Scott is a producer.
We're starting to get to the point where people are inspired by people who were inspired by Kanye.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, we're starting to get to the point where your favorite rapper's rapper. Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper is Kanye.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Like there's a reason Travis Scott is both a producer and an artist.
Well, Kanye put him onto the scene anyway.
Yeah. Tyler, his god is Pharrell. He said that many times. Pharrell does both as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like it goes both ways. And since hip hop is such a this is who I grew up on type evolution, well, we're gonna see a lot more Yeats. We're gonna see a lot more because it started off with say Ye.
A lot more. Not to. I don't want to use this word, but a lot more slop.
I mean, yeah, of course. No, that's what it is, though.
Not like.
I'm not saying that Yeet is, but we're gonna see people that don't care about certain things anymore, and that's cool.
I think literacy is gonna, and that causes the media literacy to go down. For the people who say media literacy is dead right now, y'all ain't ready for the future.
Yeah, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready.
At least in rap, bro, when the people who grew up on Yeet are.
No, that's bad. That's bad.
Yeet isn't
and
even
it sucks
bad.
because Yeet isn't even bad. That's why it sucks because Yeet isn't even bad. He
has a special skill, and people are gonna try to replicate that special skill.
Yeah, and it's gonna sound like shit.
And they do not have that special skill.
They don't have it.
They're just like making noises and shit.
Yeah, because the one thing that all these artists have in common is they just make cool shit. They make shit that they like. They like. You know what I mean?
I've seen that in arguments with a lot more lyrical fans versus a lot more like Sonic fan. I don't know. What do we call these people? Like Sonic fan? Like
Sonics. They call them the Sonics, the NBA team.
Yeah, like them, right? I've seen this argument where someone will be like, "You're just a child. You're stupid," and the other ones will be like, "Bro, you don't got no swag."
Yeah,
and it's really that simple. It's really that simple. One side is stupid and childish, and the other one is lame and got no swag.
Yeah.
There's no winning. We all suck. we're all bitches. At the end of the day.
Yeah, bro. But And that's pretty much really an exact parallel to the gangster rap thing.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of these new age quote unquote gangster rappers, which they don't even call it gangster rap for real, but you know, they call
Wait,
it
why is it
like
not gangster rap? They're still gangsters.
no.
They still rap.
People nowadays just don't call it gangster rap as they did NWA
Oh no,
and
yeah,
all
yeah,
of them.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean?
Because they don't. It's not the same kind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you look at that, and it's like, yeah, they came up off of all these
Imagine,
guys, and so and a lot of them didn't.
yeah,
A lot of them even didn't. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah,
don't know if NBA YoungBoy was listening to Dr. Dre and
yeah.
Snoop
He's
Dogg
no
and all of
fan.
them.
He's no fan of Jordan.
You know, he don't fan of Jordan. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but what I will say though is let me consult this back because I actually want to specifically I want to get this correct. You know what you're going for. You know what I mean? So when you go to NBA YoungBoy, you're not going to find lyrics
I am.
about what.
Artists who
You
can
don't even
sing
go.
versus artists who
All right,
can't.
bro. All right, bro.
I'll go for
So
when I'm thinking about young boy. I'm going for opera music.
yeah,
I'm going for
so
classical music.
classical, bro.
Beethoven.
So that's why we see a lot of these guys like really, like I said earlier, they take these traits and they get blown out of proportion because a lot of the people that go to NBA YoungBoy, right? They like NBA YoungBoy, and then a lot of people that see so many people go to NBA YoungBoy. What is the first thing they see of NBA YoungBoy? I don't like no Jordan.
Like, oh wow,
You know what I'm saying? He's not saying anything.
I
So then
showed
that one trait is complete. That's all YoungBoy is known for, aside from his fans.
I shown that video to 3 people, and all 3 of them were like, "Is he like? Is something wrong with him? He's like stupid." I'm like,
There's a couple things
I'm like,
wrong with him.
I don't. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think he's stupid. I just think he like.
He's stupid in some things.
I don't know. I think it takes a certain amount of intelligence to be as successful as he is. He's got to understand music to a certain degree.
Oh yeah, of course.
You can be dumb as a brick when it
I
comes
mean,
to
there's a reason this guy he's got flow.
I was gonna say, he
You know what I'm
he
saying?
could be dumb as a brick, but you can't actually go out here and say, no, he's just stupid. I mean, think about it. Like, you don't get as successful as he got by just being stupid. He's got to
No, and
understand.
he's had a
music.
tenure. He has longevity.
That's the thing. He understands music. He understands business to a certain degree.
Yeah,
Because he's not broke either. He's not running around like, oh, well, he's making all this music, but he didn't know
guy's
nothing.
making
He didn't know
bank.
anything about business, so he's just getting all his money robbed by the label. We have not heard a single label or agent drama from YoungBoy. YoungBoy got all his money straight,
yeah.
and because he's not an idiot. And I think that's a very important point. These artists that don't say anything in their music, people treat them like they're dumb. Cardi don't
Yeah.
say nothing because Cardi don't got nothing to say. What does that actually mean? Maybe he's got a lot of shit to say, and he just doesn't want to say in his music because that's not why he makes music. That's
Yeah.
not why he expresses his music.
But that's what I'm saying though. A lot of these things and why Cardi has this like lane is like, sure, when you've been in the game as long as Cardi and you have fans like Cardi does, right? There are some artists like I believe that Cardi cares about his fans. You know what I mean? So when you look at something like music, right, and
I
it
think
came
Cardi's a
out,
bad example. I don't think Cardi cares about his fans.
I think he cares about his fans to
I
a
don't think he
certain
cares about his
extent.
fans. I don't think he cares about his children. I don't think he cares about.
okay.
I don't think he cares about much at all. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think he cares about his fans in the sense of like there's a couple songs on there that he's like I know my fans are gonna like this. You know what I mean? Maybe if he didn't care enough he wouldn't have put it out. But he also just likes his music. But
I think he likes his music.
to the point of he has nothing to say. He clearly feels the type of way when he's making his music.
100%.
You know what I mean? So it's like even if he's not talking about what he got going on.
People don't understand that in this newer generation, including you and me, and like some people really just value swag. Some people really just value like the way you present yourself. Back then, that was not the move. Back then, the move was you had to be some kind of deep, and you had to have this crazy backstory, and you had to talk about your struggles. Some people don't want to talk about the struggles.
You can just have that shit on the D-low, and then this is just how he gets out, and that's what he puts out.
Cardi
You know what I'm
has
saying?
no struggles in his life.
Yeah, like
He has struggles. He probably just doesn't want to fucking talk about them. He wants to
Exactly.
talk about how right now he wants to dress like a vampire. That's the aesthetic he wants to do. So he
Yeah.
made a whole fucking album based on the
because
aesthetic
then
he liked.
you look at his fans, and it's like okay, Cardi puts this out, and Cardi's going through all this shit. Then say we cherry pick one random fan. This fan's going through all this shit, and then he's listening to Cardi and he's feeling good. Maybe that's exactly what Cardi was feeling in the booth. Just because he's not talking about what he got going on, don't mean he has nothing going on.
Some of this music is like real deal escapism. Like the music, you're not talking about the feelings because you don't want to feel the feelings. You want to feel these other feelings.
Exactly.
Make you feel good. Make you feel
It's
like
not that difficult to understand.
It's not.
To the point
Even-
of people being dumb.
I think a really good example is Tyler. Tyler has albums where he talks about struggle, but that doesn't mean he has to talk about struggle every single fucking album.
No.
Sometimes he wants to talk about Geneva and being in the
And
waters
bitches.
in Geneva and fucking bitches.
Yeah, bro.
And then other albums he wants to talk about like some real sad fucking bullshit. Like not every album, not every piece of art needs to be about the struggle you have as a person.
Exactly.
Like a lot of these older artists really want to push that. And when you talk about struggle, it is inherently going to be more deep, more meaningful because it comes from your soul, right? And then people back then had to really analyze it, and
I
and
love that you brought up albums because I have a whole section on albums.
people really gotta analyze this shit. They gotta like break it down to really understand your struggle because the human struggle is such like a multifaceted thing. It's so
Yeah,
it's
complex.
like it's so complex. Like you could be something bad could happen to you and you could feel 5 different ways about it. And that's why that kind of music, that kind of art is you gotta analyze that shit deeply. And then a lot of artists nowadays they don't want to talk about their struggles because the escapism. They want to talk about other stuff that makes them actually feel good about themselves, and that stuff is just less deep. And I think that does affect the media literacy.
Yeah.
When the music
But
you're
see,
listening
that's
to,
why I love Cardi so much in this conversation because
he's had a negative impact on the media literacy. But is
sure,
that,
but do you hear a lot of like, for example, like everybody likes to hate on the unks. Do you hear a lot of people nowadays
Unk?
sitting and be like, yeah, unks, and be like, yo, Cardi's the worst thing to ever happen to hip hop ever.
I don't.
I've never heard that take.
No,
Cardi is respected.
I
Whether
don't-
he's hip
I
hop
don't-
or whether
hold
he's
on,
hip
hold on,
hop or
hold on,
hip
hold
hop
on.
adjacent,
I
he's
don't
respected.
know. I don't know if he's respected as much as the unks don't talk about him. If the unks brought him up, I think they got some negative action to say.
Nah,
I think
dude,
the unks.
bro, when they got some shit to say, they gonna bring them up.
I think
they
the-
gonna go through hell to bring some shit up.
I think the unks
Joe
got.
Budden, bro.
I just think the unks got. There's bigger fish to fry, bro. I don't know. I
No,
think the
Cardi
Unks got
Cardi
bigger-
was one of the biggest fish this year.
I know, but I think the Unks got more problems with other dudes. Like the Unks want to bring up some other guys first. Because let's be honest,
a lot of these journalists they bring shit up immediately.
Because the Unks sometimes are more focused on people who disrespect the culture than people who actually like the music. Like the music can be bad, but as long as like you're not doing no crazy shit, they'd rather talk about an artist who makes man music who did something crazy.
Well, of course. But there's enough days in the year to where they can talk about Cardi, and they do talk about Cardi.
They do talk about Cardi, but it's not.
But they're not sitting there. They're like, "Yo, Cardi's the worst thing that
I
ever
just think
happened."
there's bigger fish to fry. I think there's worse people because there's so many. You know why?
But they talk about bad and good.
There's so many people that make songs and music like Cardi that's worse than Cardi's. So we gotta talk about those guys before we can get to Cardi.
Yeah, but the point is,
you hate Cardi's
Tomas,
music-
you're talking about a line. The point is, they get to Cardi on that line.
But it's just so rare because if you hate Cardi's music, you don't even get to talk about Cardi because there's 40 dudes that make the exact same sound that is so much worse that you need to talk about first. There's bigger fish to fry, bro. If you hate Cardi,
there's not that
if
many
you
bigger
hate
fish,
Cardi,
bro.
we need to talk about Destroy Lonely first. We need to talk about Ken Carson first because their music is similar lane and the biggest Ken Carson fan, the biggest Destroy Lonely fans will come up and be like, yeah, Cardi makes there's a reason why Cardi's the guy when it comes to that sound.
Yeah.
Because he makes better music. He makes the best music.
The best opium music.
If you hate Opium, before you get to Cardi, you can just start with these guys because these guys are slightly worse than Cardi.
I mean, you might get but you're gonna get to
By
everybody.
the way, in my book, slightly worse than Cardi. I think both of them make good music, but
They make art music. Yeah.
I know.
I don't listen to them, but yeah.
I know people. Yep.
No, like I know their songs, but I don't listen to them actively.
I think like it's Cardi. You want to talk about how good the music is, or do you want to talk about greatness, like as an artist? Because greatness as an artist, it's Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely. But if you want to talk about how good the music is, it's Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson. Ken Carson just has more music, and more consistent music.
And he also blew up first.
But
So
when
when
a Destroy Lonely song is good versus a Ken Carson song is good, the Destroy Lonely song is usually gonna win.
Yeah, but the point is that all these guys, you can say they brought down media literacy, which to a degree, a lot of their fans are going there for that.
But I don't think it's like a terrible thing. It's just.
But also, again, with the whole escapism, it's just different.
It's just different, but it's different in a way that. It's different in a way that allows people who just enjoy slop turn their brains off.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? And Drake he has a huge fan base. I'm gonna get to him later, but it's like
is Drake the king of slop?
The same people, no, the same people who go to Opium might turn around and listen to some rock band.
They might.
You know what I mean?
They might. And that's
so it's like
cool.
that might just be Cardi. Might just be that's just one sector
I'm just
of
telling
what
you
they
the
listen
image.
to.
I'm just saying the image that they present.
No, yeah,
they present the image of they're stupid, but they're not stupid. They're not stupid at all. And I think I'm actually against that. I think it's really bad to call it because maybe an artist doesn't make the deepest music, but they obviously understand themselves enough to make good music. You have to understand
exactly.
You're never gonna make good music if you don't understand yourself. You gotta understand yourself what you want to make.
Simply
to make
put,
good music.
You know what you want.
You know what you want.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like that you brought up that album. I think I'm gonna have an album take that I want to hear your take on.
Okay. Are you?
How many you got left?
I got 2, but I can like combine them into one.
I mean, you can do both. That's cool. I'm
Okay.
just thinking of how I want to format my stuff.
I want to
Cause
start. Okay, then I got go on.
yeah, go on, go on, go on. Because I have like two more big
My
chunks,
next one,
and
my
then we can
next
have
one
like
is
one small
equally
one.
as crazy as Joe
Okay.
for a different reason.
All right.
Let's talk about Wolf of Wall Street. Let's talk about
Okay.
Jordan Belfort.
Unfortunately, I have not watched this movie. I hate that I haven't watched this movie, but guys, by
Let's
the way,
let's start off with something very important about this character. This character is based off the real life Jordan Belfort,
right?
a actual criminal who did actual terrible things.
Yeah.
Do you want to know how misunderstood this character was? Before the movie came out, Jordan Belfort was banished from financial spaces. Like, no, banished. This guy was
Exiled.
radioactive. If you did anything with him in any kind of business,
You're fucked.
You're fucked. It's
Yeah.
like doing music with Diddy right now.
Yeah.
Radioactive to your image. Terrible. After the movie came out, he made a full career comeback.
Yeah.
He wrote a new book that was hyper successful. He is now selling. Derrick, he's selling courses on how to be Jordan Belfort. Like, and it is a movie that because Scorsese knew people are stupid. He spelled out in the biggest, boldest letters. He literally made DiCaprio come up to the camera and be like, "Did everything I do is legal?" No. Like, he literally spelled it out for the audience at home, and they still misunderstood the movie. They still let the criminal slime his way back into the fucking mainstream, and they still make edits talking about some. I want to the toughest, bro. People go into business because of this movie.
Yeah.
People scam because of this movie. It is a movie that tells you to your face, this is bad. This guy is bad. What he's doing is bad. Don't be this guy. And people wanted to be him so bad that the real life criminal came back and is now selling courses
Like,
on how to be that guy.
Here, bro.
That is such a catastrophic misread, and it is not the loud minority. People always want to say this whole media literacy thing is the loud minority. Stupid people tend to be louder than smarter people.
Yeah.
So you're gonna hear these. There are so many stupid people
There's a lot.
that Jordan Belfort came back from exile.
Yeah.
Think about that. There's so many stupid people. This brother is raking the cash from the stupid people that misunderstood the movie. And there's like people don't understand that he's the villain of the film.
Yeah.
People don't.
You know what I think it is? Because although I didn't watch the movie, I know of his story. He got championed a lot by a lot of people because I think it is. People hear Wall Street. People hear someone robbing Wall Street when really he's just robbing civilians.
No. He didn't rob Wall Street.
But people think that. People probably think that.
In the film, one of the most infamous scenes in the film is him selling stock to a random fucking guy and absolutely fucking him.
Yeah, bro.
He's talking to the guy. He's like this on the phone, like flipping him off on the fucking phone.
But people don't get that, bro. People just.
This movie was so.
I whistled, by the way. I know y'all couldn't hear that, but
they knew people would misunderstand it, so they were so in your face about it, bro.
Like, this guy broke the Matrix.
I can show you right now. Scorsese film, right? What do you know about Scorsese and his catalog?
Not much, actually.
Okay, let me pull this up.
If you tell me some of his movies, but off top, probably not.
Let me pull this up for Derrick.
You know, I don't be too locked in with all that, but I know the name. Scorsese's a heavy hitter.
Martin Scorsese. Let's get into some Martin Scorsese films. Martin Scorsese has had a past of making movies about criminals.
Okay.
He's had a big career of this, right? So going into this film, he has seen, which a lot of the movies that he made about criminals were pre-internet era. Or not pre-internet, but before social media was disgustingly massive, right? So, he had experience with a few people misunderstanding the movie. So he was like, he never seen it to this degree, obviously, but a few people misunderstanding films, stuff like that. So he's like, okay, I'm going to really put it in your face, that Jordan Belfort is a bad guy, the villain of the movie. And again, people misconstrued that so poorly. By the way, just a side tangent, because the next character I'm going to bring up is going to be another one of like the Giga Chad guys. All the Giga Chad characters that y'all champion are usually not Giga Chads. They're usually pretty awful people.
Yeah.
And there's so many great choices for Giga Chads in real life. You want to be Giga Chad, go follow like Denzel Noel on Instagram.
Yeah.
Fuck, absolute Giga Chad. Christopher Bumstead. Like these guys are
Just so many of them.
like they're jacked, they're fucking shredded, great jawlines, all shit that
Good
y'all
people.
love, and they're good fucking people that champion good causes. You know, there's so many real Giga Chats for y'all to check out there. And then these motherfuckers like Jordan Belfort. Because he robbed people. he robbed hardworking individuals.
Yep.
What a Giga Chad. And then the one that I'm gonna bring up in my next point also fucking another like my next guy is the face of Giga Chads online.
Oh fuck.
I think you probably have an idea of who it is. He's the face of Giga Chad edits.
I can't wait.
But yeah, I just want to say a character that was misunderstood so badly, the real life criminal, was able to make a career comeback.
Yeah, no, that's a really good
And
one
the
because
movie-
it's good because you don't even have to say much.
Just that.
It's like because with Joe, now granted, I didn't know much about him.
The Joe edits.
I had a lot of questions, right, to kind of hit at an angle, see if I can hack at the tree. With this one, you don't even have to like.
You know, because also Derrick is a business major. Derrick knows about Jordan Belfort.
Like I'm familiar,
You
but
don't
it's
know.
like
Derrick doesn't see. This is what I love about the conversation. You don't know the film, but you know that
like, he's just a bad guy.
Yeah.
Like I mean, yes, he made his money.
I didn't show you how many views. 2.3 million views. 1.3. I didn't actually show you the views for that. Don't worry about that. That's insane. But
dog.
Derrick's a business major, so you actually do know the story of Jordan Belfort, even though you haven't seen the movie. You know how bad the stuff he actually did was. And this dude is selling courses like, do you want to see me the Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah, bro.
Like what?
I don't know. Like, yeah, he made his cash. Yeah, he's an intelligent guy. Cool, but
It's
so
like-
people are championing. You wouldn't champion someone manipulating you.
I think
You know, like you
in the
wouldn't
big-
champion. You wouldn't
Hold
let
on, hold on.
your partner manipulate you, bro.
I
Like,
think
what are
in
we
the
talking
big
about?
2025. Oh, I mean,
Taking advantage of people.
it's the big 2025 again.
It just sounds so good.
The worst part is, I don't
No,
even,
hold on, bro. Y'all let us know the big 25
or the Gargantuan 26.
or the Gargant. I'm on big 25.
Don't-
It
you know
sounds
what?
better.
Forget both of those. In the minuscule year of 2022, they made a Jeffrey Dahmer show, and people were kind of like, "Why is he kind of hot?"
You're right.
Like
You're
people, I was
right.
literally about
That
to
was
make.
bad.
I was
That
about to
was
make a
bad.
joke right now, being like, if they made a show about Ed Gein, I was like, they made one about Jeffrey Dahmer, and he was fucking champion
bad,
because
bro.
of it. Like,
You know, the only reason
the
only reason
Vito
John
Literacy
Wayne
might actually be that.
the only reason John Wayne Gacy didn't get one is because he's a fat fucking middle-aged guy.
If he was, Jeffrey Dahmer wasn't a fucking the hottest guy out there anyway.
No, but he was fit. He was blonde.
fit
He
up
was
for-
tall.
I mean, most of the victims that he got, he was able to attract them to the crib. So.
yeah, he was fit. He was blonde. He was tall for his time. Yeah,
I
John
saw-
Wayne Gacy was some old fucking middle-aged guy.
You know what I saw actually, real quick? I saw a meme of Stranger Things, like the finale, and it was Will, because you know how Will comes out as gay and all that stuff.
Right.
And in the last scene of the show, he's like talking to a gay guy at the bar. I saw someone post one, it was him talking to Jeffrey Dahmer. And they were like, "This is how the show would end."
This is wrong. That's wrong.
Y'all did Will so dirty for so
That's
long.
wrong. That's wrong.
That's wrong. It was like Jeffrey Dahmer walking up.
He's
to
like
him.
a prime suspect.
Or you know what the worst part is?
He'd be a prime victim.
The show takes place in Indiana. Where does Stranger Things take place? Indiana, no?
Oh, I don't know.
And Indiana is not that far from Milwaukee. Hawkins wouldn't be that far from Milwaukee.
Right.
So, and the show takes place in the 80s.
Yeah, I know.
Prime victim.
Yeah, I know.
Will.
He would have gotten took. Took.
No, he's got powers.
Yeah, fair.
All right. So now
What were you gonna bring up, bro?
No, not you.
Oh yeah, Jordan Belfort. Yeah.
That's it. I'm done with Jordan Belfort.
That's it? Dude, okay,
I just
okay.
wanted to point out the fact that, like, dude, y'all let the criminal come back.
Yeah.
Y'all. Oh.
It should like really, it should.
And the reason
like,
why I'm using this one over Jeffrey Dahmer is because the movie was so in your face about him being bad. So in your face. And people still were like, he's just like me. It comes back to it. He's just like me for real.
bro, I don't know, man. Aside from people thinking that he robbed Wall Street, which is like, by the way, bro, listen, if any of you have felt offended, we don't care, first of all. But to be completely fair, guys, saying if you watch the movie or you know about Jordan Belfort and your thing is, well, he robbed Wall Street. That's like the same. Like those are the same people that don't know what a tariff is. Like
You robbed Wall Street. Yeah, no, he didn't rob the industry.
No.
He robbed the people who were holding those stocks. He convinced, wasn't it that he was convincing people to buy stocks that he knew were bad,
Yes.
and then he would short the stock?
yes.
That's evil.
So he would have they're called penny stocks.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, if this just goes up a little bit, and he's like, yo, super confident. He's like, yo, I know about this, that, and the third. This is gonna make you money. He's gonna have a great return. Fuck them.
Yeah, that's what the film was
them.
about.
Yeah.
I'll make sure because I don't know shit about business, so I was just going off what the film
He
was
was telling
telling
everybody
me.
a lie.
Yeah, that's what they show you in the film.
Yeah, people's savings, people's money that they would have spent on houses, cars, their kids, food. And people are like, yeah, he robbed Wall Street. Yeah,
And
bro.
what year did he do it in real life?
I don't remember off
Wasn't
top.
it close to the recession too?
It was, yeah.
That's evil ass
Something like
guy.
that. It was a while
Evil
ago.
ass guy, and y'all like,
Yeah, so he fucked a lot
and
of people.
yeah,
a lot.
and people are like, his girlfriend is Margot Robbie in the film. That's me, bro. He's just like
It
me,
was
for
bad.
real.
And then, by the way, guys, this is all excluding like the drugs he did and the people that he
Oh, yeah.
lives he fucked over of his own employees.
Because that stuff is not like, I'm talking about the stuff he got like the
No, I know,
like,
but just to really like
the
nail
crime. I'm talking
home.
about the crimes. He
No,
committed,
yeah, but to nail home the fact that this guy's a bad person. He
Bad
not only
person.
he also did drugs. He gave his people access to doing drugs and
the
not
movie,
soft
in
shit
the
like
movie
cocaine.
in the movie he does drugs. In the movie he has an exorbitant tab for prostitutes that he buys. Like he does bad stuff like that in the film.
So like aside from robbing people, this guy's a horrible fucking guy.
And people still like, oh my god, he's just
Yeah.
me for real.
Yeah. So just
Like,
to really
it's-
put it into
By
perspective.
the way, I'm thinking as we're talking, I'm thinking about more characters that this happened to. Like I'm just like, wow, this happens so often.
It's rampant.
It's rampant.
It's rampant. It's bad.
All right.
All right, bro. Let's see. I brought up albums, so I'm probably just gonna go into albums. This is gonna be more of a historic type dealio, and it's gonna be a bit of a fatter one. I think I'm gonna end it off right after you do your last one with a kind of my closing with all my stuff. I'm going as as I go here because I had the stuff in order, and then I was like, let me go out of order. I like it out of order. But this is gonna be looking at how art is put out in hip hop, in the hip hop scene specifically,
Okay.
right? When you go back to the 90s and the 80s, by the way, for those who don't know, hip hop started in 70s, like 73, around there, right? When you look at the 80s and 90s, albums were viewed differently, singles were viewed differently, mixtapes were viewed differently. These guys were trying to put out skill. They were trying to showcase their skill, right? For example, J. Cole did a project which he actually put out all mixtapes, heavily inspired by Jay-Z. That's how he got signed to Jay-Z, right? And he just put those out recently, actually, like last year, as in like 2025, right? So
The big 2025.
when you go backwards, mixtapes, EPs, LPs were all viewed as ways to showcase my skill as an MC, right? So like my wordplay, and that, and then, all that type of stuff, because that would get you put on the map. That would get you deals. That would get your buzz, your name buzzing, right? Singles were just that, right? They were just singles. You wanted to put out a song, you'll put out a song, right? And it could be because you thought it was just cool, or you wanted to make a statement, right? And remember, because all this changed till today, like drastically, right? Albums were conceptual. 99% of them were when you look at one of the albums, one of the biggest albums that didn't have as much per se depth as like a T-Pab or a Chromacopia, you look at Enter the 36 Chambers by Wu-Tang Clan. People describe that as a rap battle between all the members. And that's exactly what it sounds like, right? So it wasn't like the super deep, insane, like conceptual album.
And that was them, but that was because back then they were trying to show off their.
Yeah, but even as an album, it still had a concept to it. Yo, all these guys are bouncing off each other. Pause. They're going at, like, these guys are going at it, bro. Pause, bro. This sounds crazy right now. I'm not gonna lie. This sounds insane as I'm saying it.
This is the era that Diddy came up in. By the way,
this is the era that bad boy, like.
That's why Diddy was up in this era. Because they were bouncing off each other and they were going at it.
But the point is, you have albums like that where they're showing off skill and lyricism, but there's still a concept to it. It still has heart. You know what I mean? Like, you look at a song like Cream, which is crazy that yo, it's a big song, man. Listen.
They're going at each other, bouncing off each other.
Bro.
Cream?
There's meaning to it, dog.
Who made Cream?
Yeah, huh?
Who made Cream? Wu-Tang?
Wu-Tang, bro.
So you tell me after they went at it,
They were bouncing off each other and creaming, bro.
They was bouncing off each other and going at it, and that resulted in Cream?
Yeah. That's actually exactly what happened.
Terrible. That's so bad. That's terrible.
It's just bad, but it's actually exactly what happened. And so it got to the point where, like, even a lot of these songs, like Method Man, he had pretty much a whole song to himself. You know what I mean? They're not trying to. You can't spit that one. You can't spit that one for nothing, bro. No, there's not.
I can't.
How, bro?
And the song he was playing on the song.
Yeah, that's not what I said. Yeah, that's not what I said, bro. Listen, Method Man had a whole song to himself. What I'm trying to say with that statement is, this wasn't just them trying to get hit after hit after hit with having like all of them on the same song. You know what I mean? This still has concept to it. This has order. This has curation, right? And it was either that or you get something like Illmatic
No, I'm mad. I go stupid.
or the Blueprint. You know what I mean? Like those things. These are young guys and they're talking about life experiences. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to get. Not only are they showing off their world class storytelling, but their lyricism, and they're talking something real. You know what I mean? This is real to them. Now, when you look at today, first of all, when was the last time you saw Glorilla? And this is no hate to Glorilla. She's a great artist, right? When was the last time you saw Glorilla hit one with an album? Now, granted, she's a young artist, but she had a crazy. She's had
never hit one,
crazy
though, no?
numbers. No, or at least I don't think so. But for example, her last album did good numbers. It did good numbers, but her singles do numbers. Her singles do numbers.
I think
A lot of the time nowadays, singles are seen as cash cows. A lot of the time. 'Cause-
also albums nowadays. Talking very specific about what you were saying, right? We were like these albums. They were all showcase of talent. No.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, I feel like albums, you're not trying to showcase your talent. The talent you're trying to showcase is on the singles. Meanwhile, the albums are more focused on like, I got a theme, I got a
and
story,
that's it.
I got this whole album. There's a few different kinds of albums.
Yeah, it depends on who you're talking
You either
about.
like, this whole album is one sound. Okay, cool. This whole album is one theme. This whole album is one story. A bunch, but you never ever see albums no more that are just like, this is a showcase of my talents. If you're gonna do a showcase of your talent nowadays, it's gonna be a single or a feature. You'll go on someone else's song.
A lot of
and
the
show.
times when you go to the albums that are showcase of talents, the closest you'll get nowadays is an album that is trying to be as on 10 as humanly possible. Why? Because they want hits. They want
Yeah.
hits. You know what I mean?
Or
Or they
they're
just
trying
want
to-
this to be the most consistent sound ever.
Or they're trying to show like a new genre of themselves.
Yeah, so it's like,
But, like it's not like
it depends on where you're
yeah.
going, but a lot of people, when do you see Tyler drop singles?
not as often as
Never.
yeah.
This guy's never
Well,
dropping
not
singles.
never. He had
Rarely.
Who Dat Boy.
Yeah, like no, but I'm saying that was a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Like in
was fire, by the
comparison
way.
to when he does features and projects, and this guy is someone who you go to their projects for the concept. You go to see what he's talking about.
Are less singles nowadays than there was before.
No, there's more.
I feel like there's less singles.
Like it depends. There's
Like from lyrical artists, I mean.
oh well, yes,
like,
exactly. That's
like,
what I
like
mean.
a
A lot
Kendrick single.
like how many singles does Yeet drop? He drops a lot of singles, bro.
I feel like
It's because they get a lot. Ice Spice.
I
She
think
also
Ice
makes a
Spice
lot of singles.
Should be like this, like hella hate, low key. Ice Spice like the poster child of like low media literacy and like slop.
Okay.
SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay.
Whatever that means.
What a lyric,
Yeah, it's insane.
dude! On a break for one of our episodes,
But
me
how
and Derrick
much money
were
she got?
like, her pants are okay.
More than okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to get at here. When it comes to the media literacy, a lot of these people make singles because singles is where it's at, bro. Yo, Glorilla, she can rap. You know what I'm saying? And I don't listen to a lot of her music, but she's a vibe, and I know why she does what she does, and she's good at it. She releases a lot of singles because that's where the money's at. And
Drake.
she dropped an album as well.
Drake,
Right, Drake releases
Hella singles.
a lot of. Well, he's a different case because he releases a lot of music in general. He's released some of the most music in his career in comparison to a lot of other
think
people.
about like J. Cole singles,
Yeah,
Kendrick singles.
you know what I mean. So it's like you see that difference.
If I were to
and
drop
it's like who listens to J Cole? Who listens to Kendrick? Well, everybody listens to Kendrick, but
motherfuckers like you that like got glasses on but don't got no prescription.
you know what I'm saying. Okay, well these are blue light. I look at screens a lot.
But motherfuckers want to be like,
I'm always looking at a screen all the time.
but you know what is those motherfuckers though?
But it is though. It is. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. But the point that I'm trying to make here is to the point of the media literacy.
Mm-hmm.
The music has different intentions at times.
No, 100%.
And how they package the music specifically. Because when you look at an album that like Illmatic, one of the bro, that's the Bible of hip hop. Let's be real.
Yeah, bro.
Illmatic is like
it doesn't matter
the
unless,
Quran of
hold on,
hip
hold
hop,
on.
bro.
Unless it's like a hardcore journalist. Usually like the more like chill journalism, like these like bigger when they're doing like a top 100 albums of all
Illmatic
is number one.
Illmatic is number one. All the
The
fucking
only
time.
time Illmatic is number one is if it's a real deal hip hop, like
Or the more new school guy where they hold T-Pab over it. You know what I'm
not
saying?
even like all like the big. I'm talking about the big like media outlets. So
Okay, okay,
I'm at
okay.
number one. I'm at number one. But then like the real deal fans, that they got shit that they love personally that they'll put over them.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But
Of
like when we're
course.
talking about like a
But generally, like from the world of hip hop, Illmatic is hailed as the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't see a lot of those, not only in like
I'm so sick, y'all. I'm trying.
quality and just circumstance, because y'all gotta remember, bro, when Illmatic came out, Nas was young, like really young. And this guy was, what he was talking about was different. You know what I'm saying? Like, not in like content, but context. This guy was a youngin' talking about all these things and how he put it out. The packaging is different. A lot more singles come out that have the aim to get a hit nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Singles, again, it's like you're saying.
Who really drops EPs nowadays that often? I saw Joey Badass drop an EP recently. Uzi loves EPs, obviously.
The only people that drop EPs nowadays are two kinds of artists. Artists who are very nostalgic of the old times, like an Uzi. Uzi loves to look back.
Uzi's a hip hop artist.
Uzi loves to look back in all the genres he does. He really respects what came before him. Those are the people that drop EPs, and then the people who are still trying to break really into the mainstream.
Exactly.
It's not like when you're big, you don't drop EPs.
But a lot of the big guys that do drop EPs is because
who's like big and still drops EPs.
Joey Badass dropped the EP last year.
But Joey Badass is still trying to break into the mainstream.
No, he's
not
mainstream,
mainstream,
but he's not like commercial mainstream.
That's what I'm talking
crazy.
about. The commercial,
like he hasn't had a crazy hit. Sure.
If you look at like the commercial mainstream, like the top 10 guys, most biggest guys, none of them do EPs.
That's true.
No, the only people who do EPs are people like Joey Badass who are trying to break into that, or guys who really have a respect. Also, Joey Badass falls into the category of people who have respect for the things that came before too.
Yeah.
But
and he's one of those guys that when you go there, you see a consistency.
like a guy like
Yeet,
Yeet, when Yeet gets that level, he won't drop no EPs, bro.
But what I'm trying to get at here with all this context that we've given y'all, right, is you look at a guy like Joey Badass. He's respected. He's skilled. He cares about the art, and the people that listen to him have that media literacy, right? You see a lot of those consistencies from where he comes from. Yo, this guy's from New York. And this guy grew up on all the New York OGs. You know what I'm saying? So this guy follows a lot of those things. He still drops EPs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He doesn't drop singles for a hit. You know what I mean? He doesn't do that. And when he drops an album, he wants it to mean something. Whereas a lot of these guys that you don't see a lot of those consistencies. You don't see a lot of EPs, and you don't see them have these large scale concept albums. They drop things for a sound, which isn't necessarily bad, or you see them on features or singles because that makes them recognition,
they know
money, and that it brings them the what they want. You know what I'm saying?
They know that people that are going to listen to it. Again, it's all about commercial success, right?
Yeah.
And when you want commercial success, who do you want to appeal to? The largest audience possible, right? And again, media literacy is dead. The largest possible audience does not give a fuck about deeper messages. Does not give a fuck about understanding.
But not only that,
deeper.
when you bring something that
That's
has
why
meaning,
it's changed too. Because
generally less people are going to care about it.
Back then, when you were trying to make these albums and these singles, you were still trying to get commercial success, obviously.
Of course.
But back then, the albums used to be more commercially successful than the singles. You know why? You know why? Because back then people wanted to sit down and really know what the whole artist is about and the deep music. Now people don't give a fuck about that as much. So now the single, this one song that's not connected to anything else, that has no meaning, to be honest, that's what people love. They just want to hear a good sound. Because overall, general public, the media literacy is down.
But that it's not even about, because let's say everybody had high media literacy, right?
I think the albums are more popular than
everyone. No, but well, sure, right? But when you look at a single, right? If you're trying to appeal to everybody, which is very common today, what is everybody doing? Tomas, you're at a different stage of life. Well, we're pretty similar because we're at the same age, right? But generally, when you look at the really minuscule, you're at a different stage of life than I am. Which, I mean, I guess for us, we're pretty similar.
Not really, because we're young.
Yeah.
But we're at different stages of life than like our boy Raymond.
Right. Like, even on day to day, but in the macro, when you look at everybody, two 19-year-olds can be completely different stages of life. A 25 and a 30-year-old they're trying to appeal to, bro, that's a 5-year difference. 20 and an 80 and a fucking 15 and a 35. So just off rip, if you go for something that is more conceptual, if you go for something that means a little more, that you're trying to touch people's heart, you're already cutting out people that aren't there right at that moment in time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why singles are so big. That's why they make so much money. That's why people nowadays care about singles so much. And that's why when they go to make albums, they think of some of the songs not as in such a way that doesn't frame them to be as perfectly cohesive or as a larger scale painting, aside from a collage of I made this, I made that. They look back and they're like, yo, I made this and that was dope off there and that was cool. Whereas Nas looks back and everybody says, nobody says, yo, New York State of Mind was the thing on there.
But
No,
do you,
people
do you
say
think
Illmatic.
do you think that is because of the media literacy? People only have that attention span to focus on this one thing, this one song. I love this song,
I think
not
that's partially
not
because the
the whole
artists.
project.
I think that's partially because the artists know that one that brings them the money
But why does that bring the money?
because they're getting hits. They're going for it. So
But
people
why
people like
why
how it sounds.
why are they getting it? Because more people are listening to it.
Exactly.
Because more people would rather listen to a song that sounds good than a song that means something.
Then it means something. Exactly. Then it's something that means something.
I
You
just
know what
want
I'm
to
saying?
get you there. I
No,
want you to
yeah,
say
of course.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But that's kind of my little spiel on how the history of how the music is packaged, specifically in hip hop, has changed. You know what I mean? And you see those consistencies that are pointing into, and I'm not necessarily saying that this is what it is. We're gonna get into that later, but it is pointing into the view of media literacy is
Dying.
it's not becoming as significant as people might want it to be. You know what I mean?
I think I got one more in me. I could
Yeah.
go for hours. I have so many examples.
Yeah. I also
But
only got one more.
I got one
And
more.
then,
For time purposes, I got like one more because I could genuinely go for hours. I have so
No,
many
yeah,
examples.
yeah.
But I think I want to hit home with the example, the poster child of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Patrick Bateman off American Psycho. I almost said Breaking
Okay.
Bad.
Yeah,
Patrick Bateman off
that's a
American
very good
Psycho.
one. That's a
The
good one.
face of the Giga
Again,
Chads.
haven't watched it, but
All the edits and the
yeah.
let's really talk about what he does throughout this film. Big Giga Chad, by the way. He gets throughout the film, no one can remember his name. No one can call him by the right name.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's actually deeper like thematic implications about that.
Okay.
It's more talking about the culture at the time of New York, all the yuppies that dress the same. So when everyone dresses the same, their hair's the same, they got the same routine.
Right.
No one's gonna know who the fuck anyone is. There's no individuality. But for the purpose of Patrick Bateman, right?
Right.
The literal look at it, right? No, people keep thinking he's Paul Allen because he's just a bitch version of Paul Allen.
Okay.
Throughout the first half of the film, every time he does anything, Paul Allen just does the same thing but way better.
Mm-hmm.
That's your Giga Chad. That's your Giga Chad. And what is his response to Paul Allen being better than him? Is it to work harder? No, it's to kill Paul Allen with an axe
Right.
because
Naturally.
he's a bitch.
Yeah.
And y'all are glorifying a guy who his response to being less than is just to murder and to just do drugs and to what?
No, it's just I always laugh because
Every single character I brought up has a kill count. Everyone.
No, but it's just like it seems so obvious.
Except for
These are just bad people.
I will say Jordan Belford has a kill count. How many people do you think killed themselves off of the fucking financial struggles?
Okay, I mean, I won't go directly into that, right? But I can see where you're coming from. Absolutely.
So he might have a kill count.
He might.
He might have a kill count. But aside from Jordan Belford's dubious kill, everyone else I brought up has a kill count, and they're loved. They're loved. I could have brought up Dexter. I don't bring up Dexter because I'm on the side of people that glorify Dexter.
Okay.
They kill serial killers. Come on.
That's more complex. Yeah.
More complex, but just more straightforward. I got so much shit about Patrick Bateman. He don't even recognize the bitches he be fucking. He don't even recognize the bitches he be fucking because again, in this movie, no one can recognize anyone. Mm-hmm. And I think the more important thing is he's also deep. A lot of people really did him because he's homophobic. It's W.
Is he really?
Yeah, there's this one guy that's gay, and after he touches him, he washes his hands. Even though he has gloves on, he's washing his hands on with gloves on.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's washing the gloves.
He's washing the gloves. He's so grossed out at the proposition of yeah.
Yeah, just being
The gay guy misunderstood what Patrick Bateman was saying, so he thought he was asking him on a date. He's like, "Oh yeah, let's go." And then he rubs him a little bit, and then he's like, "I gotta wash my hands." He has gloves on, and he's washing the. By the way, when he kills people, he's not that meticulous about washing it. But when the gay guy touches him, he's like,
"Oh yeah, immediately."
Gotta rub this shit off of me. But it's so funny that the face of being a Giga Chad just gets bitched throughout the whole film. And no one can recognize who he is because he's just a face in the crowd. He's not anyone special. Right. And his response to not being important and not being him is to kill the people that he thinks are better than him.
Yeah.
Or to kill people that disgust him. Like he kills a homeless person. He kills people who he thinks are disgusting just because So he is a vile individual because he thinks homeless people are disgusting. He thinks gay people are disgusting. He's also a bitch. Because I need to appeal to the people.
Yo, you're really locked in with the Jesse thing this episode. You're really this is a bitch.
I need to appeal a little bit to the people because there are people who are just well, I like the character because he's homophobic and he hates poor people. I'm I guess, but
why would you like a bitch?
But even if you are one of these people, go fuck yourself. But even if you are one of these people, you like a bitch. Which, that's like their biggest enemy. Their biggest enemy are
That is
people who
actually
are
true.
like super fucking,
Yeah.
you know, and he's a bitch. He literally gets bitched throughout the whole film over and over again. Paul Allen has a better business card than him. Paul Allen, people keep calling him Paul Allen, thinking he is Paul Allen. Like, the fucking business card scene is so funny, bro. It's like, mine is eggshell white. Oh yeah, mine is off white. His text is more like he's literally sweating, like sweating profusely. His text is more bold than mine is. The white, they all look exactly the same, by the way. All the business cards look exactly the same. He's like, yours is more bold text. The white is better. That's what I love.
The white is better.
That's what I love about this film. This film is so like, this has nothing to do with it. It's just this film is so crazy with these concepts. Like, the characters all try and be better than each other, but from an outsider point of view, they're all the exact same person.
Yeah.
It's all the same business card. It's all the same restaurants. Paul Allen gets a reservation at this restaurant that Bateman been trying to get for months and he couldn't get, and it was like, oh, it's just a fucking restaurant. It's just the slightly different white on the business card. They're so similar, in fact, that people keep mistaking all these characters for each other because there's no real differences. But
they're really living in their own world.
But the characters, yes, they're really living in their own world. And anytime they meet anyone who's outside, like the homeless guy or the women that they fuck, they're just like so like disgusted by these people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're not like them. They're not these, you know. And it's a very good critique of that culture in New York in the '90s. It's called yuppie culture.
Okay.
Where you like wear the suits and the gel hair and but everyone had the same hairstyle. Everyone had the same suits. Everyone had the same business cards. Everyone had the same.
Fucking A.
So, and he spends the movie basically just being a lesser version of Paul Allen. So he kills Paul Allen.
Right. Only thing to do.
That's what y'all glorify. Y'all, he's just like me for real. When someone has better grades than me in school, I kill them.
Yeah.
When someone's doing better than me at work, instead of striving to be a better person.
Yeah, God forbid you just work hard.
God forbid you work hard. The face of being a Giga Chad, it takes the easy route. Like, what are we talking
lazy,
about?
bro.
Take the easy route. And on top of that, for normal people who aren't fucking brainwashed weirdos, he's homophobic. He's classist. He's these things that.
But he's shredded.
But he's shredded.
So you know.
But he's shredded, and he fucks women. He's sexist and he mistreats them. But he fucks women.
Fucks them.
People are so stupid the way they misunderstand these characters. And again, a character that's so like genuinely the villain. The movie's called American Psycho, and he is the poster child of being a Giga Chad.
It's like the culture of like this type of person is
This
glorifying
person's
them.
bad.
Yeah.
It's a movie that condemns the books even more so condemn the culture. Condemn it. And now people watching like, I just start doing.
My guy.
Same
That's
thing
my
with
guy right there.
Same thing with Jordan Belfort. Same thing with Joe Goldberg. Same thing with Walter White. Same thing with all. Walter White a little like people aren't saying I'm gonna do drugs for Walter.
Yeah.
But I've seen people be like, I should shave my head. I should like do this. You're trying to be Walter a little bit.
Yeah.
Ease into it. You know, like I feel like every character I brought up is more. That's literally me character. Like, isn't really that's really me character. People idolize him. Joe is like, that's really me for really weird people. You know what I mean? Then Jordan Belfort, there's a lot of people that want to be him. And then Patrick Bateman is the face of that's literally me characters. Yeah. So that was a quick one, but I just wanted to point out that literally the face of Giga Chad, the face of that meme culture is.
And by the way, to show how shallow a lot of these people are, when you put all those guys in a line. The guy at the back, Walt, is bald. He's old. He's dying. Like
all of them?
Like that's such a shallow. Like nobody wants to be like him in that regard because he's not attractive. He's not shredded. He doesn't get puh. You know
it's just a badass. Like he blows it up. And
exactly. So it's like to show how shallow it is. It comes down to even just looks.
Just one. It's only they will attach themselves to. There's no consistency. They will attach themselves to one character trait they like and forget everything else around.
Exactly.
Like Walt is the opposite of Bateman. He's ugly. People love Bateman because he's attractive. Yeah. Because it's Christian Bale.
You know. Okay, well, he's ugly in comparison. I think he looks good.
No, Bryan
Cranston's a good-looking guy.
He's a 60-year-old man.
I know, in comparison, sure, because he's older.
For his age, Bryan Cranston looks amazing.
I think even generally he's a handsome man.
But when you compare him to a 20-something-year-old Christian Bale.
See, exactly, that's where you get there. Right?
When you're 20 years old, you don't want to look like Bryan Cranston when he's 60.
Exactly.
But Bryan Cranston looks amazing. When you're 60, you want to... Fuck it, when you're 50, you want to look like Bryan Cranston in his 60s.
He's a handsome guy.
But like, these teenagers aren't talking about something. I want to look like... They just pick one character trait they like. He's a badass. I want to be just like him. Joe, he's protective. I want to be just like him.
Protective
laugh.
fucks
Don't
me every
laugh. Don't
time.
laugh.
Protective is just
That's
such
what
a.
people.
It's such like what,
On,
that
on our
word.
break, we can discuss that a little more.
That word is insane.
And then with Jordan Belfort, he's rich and fucks hot women.
Of
I want to
course.
be like him. And then Patrick Bateman, he's attractive. He takes care of himself. I want to be just like him. And they just forgive everything else because
Yeah.
they don't care enough to understand. It is the first thing, and all of these things are superficial things that you just see by looking at the character.
Mm-hmm.
Joe just says word for word, "I'm protecting these women."
Shit.
He's
He's
just like
protecting
me.
them.
Which that should be just like you.
Pulls out a shield.
That should be just like you. You should want to protect your woman. It's just
Not
that
how he does it,
not
though.
how he does
He's
it though.
not- yeah, I'm
but
saying.
people don't. People are so stupid. They're not even. They're just listening to what he. Oh, that's the first thing he said. I believe it. They just look at Walt. They see the explosion in the background.
Fucking
That's so
sick.
cool.
What does that thing say?
By the way-
Cool guys walk away. He's cool.
By the way,
he must be cool.
walking away from exploding a 12-year-old. That did nothing wrong. Blows up a 12-year-old. That's so cool, bro.
Coolest fucking
Because
guy.
forget the 12-year-old. It's just the explosion. And then Jordan Belfort, they forget the crime. They forget. They're just like, he's with Margot Robbie. And he's
You
rich.
got cash.
That's what I want.
Come on.
Like, people will see one shallow thing and they'll attach themselves to that and they'll forgive everything around the character and they won't even attempt to understand what the character's actually about. They won't even attempt to understand what the director and the writers are trying to say.
Yeah.
And it's with characters that are so massive. Breaking Bad is the biggest television show of all time. You was Netflix's flagship for a minute. You did not. You can open Netflix right now and it'll say #1 for 12 weeks, 13. I don't know how many weeks, but massive show. The Wolf of Wall Street. Everyone's
bro.
fucking seen it. American Psycho is a cult classic.
Yeah.
And people don't understand what these films are about because media literacy is dead.
Yeah. I also think meme culture has like a lot to do with it because
No,
just to give them the context of how I saw it, right?
Yeah.
When you first brought it up, I'm really iffy on touching on people's opinions.
touching
right?
on people.
Okay, right. Just talking about people's opinions because a lot of people like shit and meme and like it's brainless. A lot of it is brainless. You know what I mean?
I love the memes. Don't get me wrong. I think the memes are good. Keep the memes up.
but like
there are genuine people.
People do like actually.
Have you not seen the
shine lights on these?
Have you not
guys.
seen the dudes that actually started wearing suits because of American Psycho when it got like more popular again?
No.
Yeah, there's literally a dude who has a whole page based on it on Instagram. I saw him scrolling. Like genuinely, people want
People actually idolize these people.
like, there's people who've gone into business. Bro, you're a business major. You know, hella people have gone into business because of Wolf of Wall Street. Like this isn't just the memes. Like what is so funny about a Joe Goldberg thirst trap? That's not funny. That's
No,
just,
but I mean, this is in the same realm of like it's just tapping into people's like that
Breaking
emotion.
Bad
You know
memes
what I'm
are
saying?
like genuinely probably the greatest memes based on any piece of media. They're like literally the GOAT of memes. And they're amazing. Don't stop making the memes. Just stop in your real life genuinely romanticizing Walt.
Yeah.
Stop romanticizing these evil characters. That's why I think that's my main point against media literacy. The fact that we romanticize characters that were written to not be romanticized.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, getting to what's your main point on media literacy?
Let's consult it again.
Your main example point.
So to go on from what I was saying with albums, right? This is probably my Well, I mean, I brought up a bunch of albums, but this is like the example. I'll say, right? And it's not only an album, but it's an album and an event. Right. This was one of the biggest times. It was also just recent, fairly recent, that I saw people genuinely like just not understanding stuff. And you were there. The whole world was there, and everybody saw it. I'm gonna bring up Kendrick again. And we're gonna bring up GNX.
GNX.
Right. And
a shallow album in most people's eyes.
And we're gonna go into talking about the Super Bowl. I'm gonna love this. I'm just saying. The Super Bowl is my Joe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, it's like how I was like literally like fucking animated as shit talking about Joe.
Like this is
I'm very passionate against this character, but
listen. GNX was an album, for those who don't know, which you probably do know if you're watching this. Actually, you definitely do know if you're watching this, but for just the sake of context, it was the album that Dot put out after amidst the whole Drake beef, right? Great album, right? Great album. Just generally, it's always good music. It's Kendrick, right? And
I don't know if I subscribe to great album,
but just
very good.
Very good. We'll say that, right?
Very good album.
But anyways, good music, right? And it wasn't like Dot's other projects, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't as grandiose. It wasn't as conceptual, though it still had layers to it, right? Obviously, it's Kendrick at the end of the day. And he was braggadocious, and he talked about a whole lot of stuff that had been going on and how he feels, and all that good stuff, right? All that good stuff. I didn't see too much back and forth on the album aside from the quality, right? Now, when it comes to the Super Bowl, right? Not only was there a whole thing with Lil Wayne, like who should have done it because it's in New Orleans, whatever, blah 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 blah. Who cares, right? Kendrick ended up at the Super Bowl. I heard a lot of people say it was the best Super Bowl they've ever seen. I heard a lot of people say it's the worst they've ever seen.
People misunderstood that Super Bowl a lot.
Absolute, like absolutely. That
I
is one of the biggest like plane over your head.
not
Oh my
not
God,
not
it's a
to get
plane. It's Superman. It's a banana that flew
not to
over your
get too
head, bro.
political, but I literally saw people talking about some. Well, why didn't he perform his more like not like I literally saw like a white lady talking about some. Why did he perform? Why did he perform his black songs? The fuck does that mean?
Now I don't get into
And
any of that, but
that was
there was commentary about that.
just so you know, that was the point of the performance. That
That
was the
that
whole.
like
He put Samuel L. Jackson up on that stage to spell it out for everyone, and
yeah,
they were
bro.
still talking about some. He should have done more of his songs with SZA.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna. This is when Tomas had brought this idea to me. I was kind of like weird about it because one,
Because you're a weird guy.
yeah, right.
No.
But to give context on just this whole kind of idea that I'm gonna get across here, right? In hip hop, like I said earlier, there's lyricism. It's part of the genre. It's part of the history of this music, and it's gonna fly over your heads, and that's okay. It's meant to happen. It's meant to happen. You know what I mean? There's a reason that people go 2, 5, 10 years listening to something like, oh shit, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. Whatever. I have never sat down and seen people really like not understand, like genuinely. And this is why when I told Tomas, I was like, yo, I don't know about this video because as I'm gonna explain what happened at the Super Bowl here, it seems obvious to me, right? Now, granted, I know not everyone is as into it as Tomas and I, right?
Yeah,
But a lot of
obviously.
these things were fairly obvious just from if you took a reading class, your English class in high school, you should have understood this. You could have seen this if you know basic history and basic English. You know what I mean? So,
And your ears work, and you can
and
listen
your
to this.
ears work, yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson was spelling it
Literally,
out.
like letter for letter. Like,
Oh, to ghetto.
so he,
Like, come on, man.
so I originally when Tomas brought this up, I was like, yo, I feel like I'm just gonna be preaching obvious shit to stupid people. But I mean, there's a time and
Which
place
is
for it,
needed, yeah.
right? So there's a time and place for it. So here we are, right? Again, I have faith that all of you are gonna already understand what I'm gonna
It's
have
not
to
really
say.
about
Because
y'all being stupid.
yeah, it's not about y'all being
It's about
stupid. It's
teaching
about exactly.
us telling y'all the arguments you should use when you meet stupid people.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're trying to arm you here.
Yeah. So arm you. That's a good way to put it. That's a very good way to put it. So basically, Kendrick had he first of all with the whole Drake beef. Not only did he humiliate Drake, right, but he used that as a point to push a lot of things. But we'll say authenticity here, right, and power and empowering yourself and individuality and being confident. You know what I mean? So when he gets up on that car and he starts rapping and fuck, what was he say? The revolution is gonna be televised or some shit like that. And I forget what it was. Oh my god, I wish I knew what he said. He said something along the lines of, "It's the right time." No, he said the right time, the wrong guy. Now that can be took a bunch of ways, right? Sure. A lot of people said it was because he was pointing at Trump for how he moves. It could have been a whole lot of ways, but regardless, I digress. Uncle Sam, as Samuel L. Jackson, pointing out throughout the narration of the performance, which was how long was it?
It was small.
No, but the Super Bowl is generally it's not that long. It's like what, 15 minutes?
It was longer than the performance. Longer than 15
It's
minutes.
15 minutes. I mean,
No,
sorry, longer than 15 minutes.
no, I'm pretty
Okay,
sure.
okay. So, but
From
it's
memory,
not like an hour. It's not nothing crazy.
it was longer than.
Regular, probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Regardless, it's not for
I don't remember that well.
for the narration. Just to get the point across of how much they got told and done in such a short amount of time span. This thing isn't even an hour. Like not even close. He is
I'll fact check that for you.
pointing.
While you're speaking.
He is narrating this show, and Kendrick is playing what people call. I'll use the phrase. I mean, black people music, right? As a lot of people see
That's
it.
what people were really saying.
And
Yeah.
as Kendrick intentionally framed it to an extent, you know what I mean. And Samuel L. Jackson literally to ghetto, literally. You're not getting it. You don't know how to play the game. 15 minutes? It is 15 minutes? Okay.
I felt like 20.
It does feel long. It felt long. But exactly, that's just to show props how much they got done in that short amount of time. Listen, Kendrick played that quote, black people music, Samuel Jackson saying to ghetto, to this, to that. You don't understand how to play the game, how to code switch, how to appeal to certain people. You know what I mean? Yo, people took that and they ran with this guy. Like, genuinely, because I didn't even intrigue or dive deep. But that whole black people music, this guy was preaching shit. That's how things get brought up to where, oh, this guy Kendrick is just a reverend and he just likes to talk about slavery, and which Drake had also brought up in the beef. You know what I mean? And it's like when you look at things like that, and not to bash Drake, right? I'm a huge Drake
Oh, wait,
fan.
hold on. I might bash Drake here a little bit. It's kind of crazy to be like talking about all that when you're like almost middle aged man talking about partying women.
And no, but not even that.
Like
He's Canadian. He's not from here.
like
You know what I mean?
that's true, but still, it's kind of
It's
like
different.
grown ass man talking about like shit that teenagers do. Like lock in, bro.
It happens, yeah, but
I like
that's the
Drake, but
problem though. You know what I mean? And that felt bad on him, of course. And but the problem is how many people saw that when they were watching the Super Bowl. Every hip hop fan ever loved it. I loved it, adored it. And I don't watch like Super Bowl halftime shows often.
you don't watch sports. You're not a sports guy.
I don't watch a ton of sports in general.
Almost.
Especially not the Super Bowl performance. I loved it. Yo, the depth. I saw a TikToker, and it was this. For the sake of context, I will say, it was this white chick, right? And I went under her page, and she talks about hip hop. She talks about hip hop and stuff like that. But you know, she has a lot of news. Um, and she said that he played the song, the first one of the first songs. It was Whacked Out Murals. He didn't play that song. It was I think it was Reincarnation. It was one of them. But she got the song incorrect, first of all, which goes to show people don't care. People don't take the time to understand. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of these people, because it is a spectrum. You know what I'm saying? There's people like me that I go all the way deep in because I'm a nerd and whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I talk to Tomas and we talk about it all the
We're
time.
nerds. We're nerds. We care
Yeah,
about
we're
stuff.
nerds. And then there's people in the middle, which it depends whether they care or they don't care. This chick clearly cared enough, right? She just got it wrong, right? And then there's people that don't care at all. They don't care about the depth of how many light poles there were, which that had meaning. That was talking about Kendrick's lost ones. How many people he had up there with him. How many people he lost. And he said it. He literally said it word for word. I've lost, I think it was 16 or 17 dudes on the song. You know what I mean? And people weren't paying attention. People don't care. And then the people that thought they knew something started speaking out on it. And they got it incredibly wrong. And you see the vast difference because now no one's talking about it. Nobody that doesn't care about it isn't talking about it. And the people that had an opinion, that tried to speak on it because they thought they knew what was going on,
Got it mostly wrong.
ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. And it's like, that's why I preached audience earlier, because as a hip hop fan, I love hip hop. This changed my life, genuinely, right? People don't care, bro, and like people from hip hop don't care. Sure,
They got it wrong.
you and me can dialogue about this,
But
but
they
we're not
got
going
it
to talk
wrong.
about it tomorrow
Because that's true. That's true.
or the next day or yesterday.
People don't even try and get it right sometimes with this
Like,
analysis.
you know
They
what I
don't even
mean?
try.
So it's like people, they didn't even try to care. Now I also heard a whole lot of shit about Bad Bunny and Kendrick. Why don't we get, first of all, people said an American for Bad Bunny. I just want to put that out there. Y'all are fucking idiots.
We've got artists before that aren't American, like at all.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
cool because they're white.
Yeah,
We get-
I just want to point that out.
We get like a white English person. That's fine. We get a brown person who is of American citizenship.
Bring an American.
So
Fucking idiot.
it's like when they want Puerto Ricans aren't Americans.
Yeah.
And they can't perform the Super Bowl. But then when they want the other side, then they are Americans and they don't have their own culture and they're just territory.
You know what I mean? And to point, and I wasn't gonna bring Bad Bunny up, but to point to more media literacy and just general intelligence, guys, what is America built off of? Hold that thought, right? People were saying he can't sing. He's probably not gonna sing a single song in English. I'm liable to slap you in the face, bro. Are you fucking stupid? America is the most diverse country in the world.
Hella people who don't speak English in this country.
And so you're still so dense and enough to the idea of it's not bad. It's not bad. But everyone's like, no, bad. So then when you look at a guy like Kendrick, people tolerated him. They tolerated him being the performance because first of all, everybody knows Kendrick, and he
Also,
has hit songs with
that only
SZA.
happens here, by the way. You go to like England and they do like a Champions League final, and they'll have Shakira perform.
Yeah.
And they don't care. And Shakira performs in Spanish, and they don't care.
And they're cool about it.
They're cool because they don't care.
But here, Kendrick was only tolerated. I want that fact to be known. Hip hop, like us
Kendrick
fans,
was only tolerated. Yeah.
yeah, us fans, we loved it, but he was tolerated.
It took forever to even get anyone hip hop related, and when we got our first ever hip hop people, they had to wheel out the unks who was like pushing 50.
Yeah,
because they
who
couldn't.
were established.
Who were established.
M and Dre and Snoop.
People who were part of the problem. Sometimes these guys are already like rich, like mega established, mega like people who don't really represent anything anymore because they're not of that anymore. They're above that now. They're of the rich.
Yeah, not only was Kendrick tolerated, but he wasn't giving.
And it had to be faced by Eminem, who's like a white guy. So it had to be also be faced by Eminem, the white guy.
You know.
So. They picked who's the best white boy? Let's get him up here on stage.
So it just sucks. You know what I mean? And it sucks that not only people didn't care to understand, but even when they gave 5% effort, they got it wrong anyways. You know what I mean? And it's
how bad it's gonna be next year with Bad Bunny.
It's horrible. It's horrible. So that I did want to bring up because you look at an album like GNX coming off of a beef like he did with Drake, and how people already didn't understand a lot of that beef, and how Kendrick turned it around to put 100 Hoods on that stage, to roll out GNX and to go on the Super Bowl, and people didn't understand the greater vision when he spelled it. Because I understand not getting it from GNX.
Bro,
I understand not getting I understand not getting it from GNX. I understand not getting it from the beef. I understand not getting it from his little shows. He fucking spelled it out at the Super Bowl.
He put on. He put Samuel Jackson, Big Sam
Come on, bro.
On stage.
Come on, dude. Bear with me here, bro. Like, please put in something. And I get people that don't care about it, and they're there for SZA, and that's good. SZA's also a phenomenal artist.
That's fine. Just don't then sit there and try and preach to us, being like, bro, it's too you can't have the take of it's too ghetto without at least analyzing it first.
Come on, bro.
You can't hate. I've been saying this. You can't hate on something too much until you really break it down.
Yeah, because then the only fair negative point that I have heard and I will take and I will always take is I didn't like the music. That's fine. Sonically.
You don't have to.
So some of the songs on there were deep cuts. He had deep cuts from GNX that I love, but you may not. In fact, he had one on there. I forget what it's called, but he had one on there that we were having a conversation when GNX came out, and I was like, "This is the best song on the album," and you were like, "It's good, but I don't love it." I understand if somebody says they don't like the music. That's cool. That's fine.
Was it Man in the Garden?
But people,
I think it was Man in the Garden.
I think it was Man at the Garden.
I like White Out
or Reincarnation or some shit like that.
No, because I like Reincarnation. And
okay, then maybe it was Man at the Garden.
It
was Man at the Garden. It was.
Your two favorites are another White Out Murals and Man at the Garden, and I love White Out Murals and then Man at the Garden. I've actually changed my take. I think it's really, really good.
Yes.
Change my take.
So yeah, I think it was that,
but that was like fresh listen. I was like, I'm not sure about this.
And it has some deeper cuts like that. You know what I mean? And especially knowing that Sis is gonna be there and coming off of what's the unreleased song talking about coffee? That he fucking tiramisu, not coffee, tiramisu.
I know what you're talking about.
So he coming off of that, and then seeing the people running around, and then knowing that Sis is coming on. Yeah, I can understand why you're expecting something, and then you hear Man at the Garden, and you're like, I don't love that song. That's cool. But everything else, bro, shut up. Genuinely stop talking.
I think we could wrap up.
Yeah, that was definitely the worst I've seen in hip hop.
I don't even think we need a break because I think it'll take like 15 minutes to do this discussion.
I agree. I think this is like when we rate movies out of 10 at the end.
I think at the end.
Yeah.
I
because I feel like we've also like they know what we think. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so now fine. After reviewing all the examples and Derek's like the way the music has changed. Mine were more like specific examples. Derrick was mostly the way music has changed throughout the years, and then at the end an example.
Yeah.
Do you think media literacy is dead? Or dying? What's your take overall? Dying, dead, better, less?
How I see it, right? I wasn't around in the 1800s or 1900s or the 2000s. Really, that's when we were born, right? Yeah. What I will say is, as far as artistry, we get because this is our lives, right? Yeah. So a majority of
we're an art podcast.
Yeah, guys, this isn't for show. The majority of what Tomas and I
talk about is art.
Talk about and intake is art. Like this isn't just for show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a show, but it's not for show.
This is a show.
Yeah, this is a show, but it's not for, like, us. We're not for a show. You know what I'm saying? We know what we're talking about. And if we don't, we research because we love it, right? So I will say there's always been an imbalance between people that care about art and don't care about art. And that's not to say that you either do or don't. It's a spectrum, right? But there's always going to be a small percentage of people that are super hyper like obsessed with it, right? And then there's people that really care about it, people that care about it, and they listen to music maybe on their day to day. And there's people that listen to music on their day to day just as noise, right, to have on. And there's people that don't care about it. What I think about media literacy is there's always been a small, proportionally very small amount of people
That I care about it.
that love it and care about it enough is what I'm trying to say here, right? And I think there's still a lot of people that care about it enough. There's a reason, specifically today. I'll bring up this artist called Rome Streets, right? He's from Griselda, phenomenal rapper. And the pockets that I'm in within the hip hop community, a lot of people give him his praise. They do, and he sells, and this guy makes money,
But
right?
overall,
But overall, not everybody knows about him, but a guy that maybe you've never heard of or the next guy's never heard of, right? But he's well respected. He makes a great living off of what he does, and people care about what he's making.
that's enough.
No, media literacy is not dead. Absolutely not, dude. There's a reason. If media literacy was dead, a lot of the respected artists that are underground and even deep underground, a lot of them make livings off of music. And music, by the way, guys, isn't even the biggest media in the world. It's actually video games. Like that dwarfs music and movies and that whole industry.
Isn't movies bigger than music too?
I think movies is bigger than music. Yeah. So there's a reason that these things are all still making so much money and they have an industry and they have a face and they run culture. You know what I mean? Like it runs culture. And that's because people care enough to understand it. Now, will we have a Kendrick in 15, 20, 30 years? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be in 50 years. You know what I'm saying? And is hip hop going to look the same? No. But is media literacy still going to be there? I believe so. You know what I mean? And not even I believe so, it will. But in the same way that we have today with people like JID and Denzel Curry, who are reminiscent of all the hungry sharks that came before them, yeah, they're still going to be around. There's going to be more artists coming like that, and we're going to have people that care. And the industry's going to keep going. So I don't think media literacy is dead. I think what you're gonna get to. I think social media has just changed the view. You know what I'm saying? Which I know you're gonna bring that up.
I do not get to that. I think overall, I don't think media literacy is dead. I think it's down an amount that's noticeable.
Okay.
But I think that just happens every few years. You know, every decade, every century. Maybe we're in a decade that's more like this, and the next decade will be this.
There's a reason the Renaissance is the Renaissance. You know what I'm saying?
In the medieval to dark ages, no one gave a shit about no art.
Exactly.
But really breaking it down, I think it's all thanks to social media. There was always a majority of people that just didn't give a fuck. They just wanted to see cool things, and you could tell by the movies that were popular in every decade. There's always cult classics from the 80s, the 90s, but what were the biggest movies? The biggest ones were Terminator, Alien,
And that bothered nobody.
and that Back to the Future. These movies that were classics, but were they the best movies coming out at the time? Probably not. But I think what's happened now is before, if you loved movies, your friends probably loved movies. And you would talk with your friend that loved movies, and it felt like everyone, the world to you, understood the movies and the TV shows because your world is just the people you knew.
Exactly.
Now, with social media, also, the world that wasn't the people you knew were the literal professionals that would go on the news and talk about it,
and you would read about it,
in the news, and you read about the director talking about some, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You see the award shows where
This was the world.
the world was the TV with the award shows and stuff that, you know, literally gifted it to the best, and then your people who were probably people who you respected their takes and you hung out with, and y'all had similar, you know, brain lengths and all that stuff, brain waves,
brain lengths,
whatever.
Long ass brains.
Nah, but nowadays with social media, you see so many more takes, and you see everyone can give an opinion now. So you hear so many more stupid people talking, and it makes you realize the majority of the world doesn't actually give a fuck about the meaning. And it makes it seem like, oh, media literacy is dead. It's always been like this. There's always been a large majority that didn't give a fuck. It's just that before, the loud majority that didn't give a fuck didn't have a platform to be out here not giving a fuck very publicly. You know what I mean?
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Exactly. So
Can you run that back one more time?
you're treating me like...
Nah, like I need them to
Watching
like,
gay porn. Say that. You see the class. Can you run that by me one more time?
No, you said it though. You know what I'm saying? Not giving a fuck publicly. That's the point.
People can go fuck now, like publicly post that on their page, and you see that most of these is media literacy dead are comments on a social media post. They're not people in person. You hear your boy giving an analysis of the movie.
Talking about that.
You're like my boy Gio be giving some takes, and I don't think to myself, the world is cooked. I just think, oh, Gio thinks that.
Exactly.
But then you open Instagram, you start scrolling, and you see all this shit. You're like, damn, bro, back to back to back. People talk
Yeah.
about some like a Superman is so misunderstood when it came out. That shit had me fuming.
And then it goes back because then the people that aren't giving a
Bro,
fuck
Marty
publicly.
Supreme. We've literally had discussions on our social media over
Yeah.
Marty Supreme, and some people had takes that I didn't agree with. Some people had some very nuanced takes, some takes that I would have literally never heard
Yeah.
without social media. Mind you, the takes that we heard on TikTok were actually good takes.
Yeah.
Were actually,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
the same way that
They were back. They were back.
they were back and they were good. But the same way you hear new good takes, you end up hearing a lot of bad takes.
A lot.
And then that makes people think, oh, the world's gotten more dumb. No, now you just have access to a larger part of the world, and that means you have an access to a larger group of stupid people.
Yeah, that
Don't
act,
care.
which means a lot more reactions. People being like, "Yo, you're stupid." No, you're stupid. Now everybody's stupid.
Now everybody's stupid. Now Mealy's dead.
Yeah.
Now,
Dead.
do I think overall it is a little bit down right now? You know, I do think you see more stupid takes now than you saw 10 years ago.
I can see that.
But I don't think it's dead. I don't think it's dying. I think it's just in a lull. I think it's in a lull, and I think people have always been really stupid. Like a lot of people think it was 90% intelligent people in the 90s and 10% stupid people, and now it's 90% stupid people, 10%. Let's be honest. Back then it was like 70% stupid people, 30% smart people, and now it's 70% stupid people, 30% smart people. Like the odds haven't really changed that much.
Yeah, nah.
But overall, I think we both agree media literacy isn't dead.
It's not dead.
Social
Not
media
dead.
has just shined a light on stupid people.
Yeah, exactly. But that's a big point. Yeah, media literacy is not dead because I also don't want people to hear that and then be like discouraged from caring and going out of their way to care.
I also think it's important. Most of the examples I gave today were showing media literacy is dead. We don't think media literacy is dead.
Mm-hmm.
The real point of these examples was just to show there's a lot of stupid people.
There's a lot of stupid people
who really like. It's not even about my interpretation, your interpretation. It's people who literally like. Martin Scorsese said Jordan Belfort's a bad person, and then people don't understand it.
Yeah,
like the director will come out and say something, and people will be like, "No."
Yeah, it's like the point is to actually be aware of these things and think a little more and do a little more research before you go into a take.
Always welcome to have your interpretation though. Don't always not just because you have a different interpretation doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just like
exactly.
The ones that we've reviewed today have been like
they're pretty wrong.
Pretty wrong.
But it's art at the end of the day. There's more than one way to find gold.
100%. I think that's all I had to say today.
Yeah, I agree.
A little outro. We're back to the 1 episode a week schedule, as y'all have noticed. Mainly because school's starting back up. We gotta get back into it. Next chance we get, double uploads will be back.
Yeah. I wasn't even thinking about that. Tomas and I were talking about that. I was like, that's a great idea. So that will be happening.
That will be happening at some point.
Yeah.
The Patreon is coming soon. I'm gonna say now.
Yes.
I remember some of the Patreon is actually.
But 2026 is actually here.
We're actually starting to get plans moving with the Patreon.
We've got some things, cogs in the wheel.
We want to start making money. We want to start making
fund all of
money.
our addictions and clothing,
gambling, but drugs. No, but we need to lock in. Intro, outro. I mean.
We're trying to pay for Jordan Belfort's course.
Yes, we could scam you guys. No, but on a real note, we just want to start the Patreon so we can get more moving parts on the channel.
Yes.
I want to get another camera so we can do like multiple angles.
Yes.
Also, we want a third mic for guests. So
can't wait till the next episode. Guys, we've got a list.
We've got a list.
Not that type of list, but like a guest list.
Epstein?
No.
Oh, okay. We got a guest list.
It's blacked out. Our list is blacked out.
We got some tattoo artists that we want to bring in. We got some like workout influencers.
Cool ideas coming in, guys.
We got some workout influencers we want to bring in. We got some scientists.
Real informational team.
Real informational. A scientist?
It's crazy work.
We got him.
We got him. Hey, that was a good episode. I liked it, man.
We love y'all. Peace. Have a good rest of y'all day.